Distant chortle.
Distant chortle. I'm echoing really hard also. Tim, I know we're in the same room, but it's not usually this bad.
I don't think it's through me. It might be your side tone on Logitech.
Yeah.
So everyone else is hearing it twice.
You sound fine.
Don't give me any
Sound fine
side
to
tone.
me.
All right, well.
Any side tone, little lady. Anyway, sorry. Okay.
This is now how this episode begins, because I clicked record right before you both said distant echo multiple times.
This is not the worst thing for an
it is
episode
me.
to start with.
Pretty tame, all things.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Far-
welcome to Taylor
no.
Swift Talk today on Carrion
That's right.
Crown.
That's right.
Today we're about eye theory. Let's get going.
No one pushed the button that Graham has offered there. Let's move
That's
on.
okay.
I like
Let's move
buttons.
But
I like how they feel on my fingertips when I push them.
Me when I push the button to open the door before we're all ready.
Oh God, yeah. It was me, but I'm glad to have been usurped from that just awful.
It's only gonna happen once because
Designation.
every mistake I've ever made haunts me at night. Like,
Okay.
so it's not gonna happen again.
Are we getting Josh today?
No Josh
No.
today.
Josh.
He's traveling.
Uh,
We played a gig here in Carbondale yesterday, and then he's playing a gig
saw
or
that.
rehearsal in Effingham today and tomorrow, and then he's playing in Nashville later this week. He's all over the place.
Oh,
I'm sorry. There's a town called fucking Ham.
Effingham.
Oh yeah.
No, I know.
No, when I introduce Josh, I
By
go
that place.
all the way from Effingham. This is our effing banjo player.
Yeah, that's good. That's more tasteful, honestly. That's really good.
At the big gas station there, they had T-shirts that say, "I went to Effingham and all I got was this effing shirt."
Yeah.
No, that's nice. Okay, they get it.
Fun
they were
fact: on the way to the gig yesterday, Josh forgot his Dodgers hat, and it was going to be a sunny day. We were playing outside, so I stopped by a
You
gas
dodged the sun.
station and I got him a hat. And it is, for some reason, a Southern Illinois gas station. The ball cap they had is a Schitt's Creek ball cap.
Oh, I saw that.
I gave it to
saw
Josh, and I told him it was. I told him it's. He says, "What is on it?" I said, "It says Sons of Anarchy." So
You know he
No, no,
Ask
no.
him.
I said,
Yeah,
people
did
might
anyone-
want to talk to you about the show. Just say whatever. And then Nate
only
ruined
says
it.
whatever.
say
Oh.
whatever.
Upon sight, Nate goes, "Hey, nice Schitt's Creek hat, bud. You watch that too?"
No.
So-
Yeah, but Josh must know to not trust what you tell him something says at this point, right?
No, Josh.
Oh.
Josh is so perceptive and aware of bullshit going on around him.
Yeah,
He like
yeah,
lifted his head
exactly.
and looked right at me, and I was like, "Oh, getting a glare from the blind guy."
Yeah, when the blind guy is so mad, you feel his glare.
I aspire for that level of perception.
I made sure I was out of slap range before. Nate's like, "Hey, nice hat." I backed right off. I was like, "Oh."
He
Any
played the
trouble?
banjo extra slappy that day. Calling
Okay.
this one Toby.
So, with that intro to Carrion Crown done,
Now we're pressing record.
it is very early in the wee hours, maybe 3 a.m. The city.
yeah, was
We AM. Sorry.
Wait, we're good. I'll move on.
Yeah, sorry.
3 a.m. and the city has not slept well. There were more protests last night, although none of them violently marched on the Capitol, which is bad. No one should ever do that. And you guys, I think, we're still questioning people and interrogating and investigating until... I don't think you've slept in maybe 20 hours at this point, or more than a day. You're all feeling pretty tired. But at noon today, the trial resumes. So what do you do that morning?
Fucking sleep or meditate?
Can we get some
No.
rest?
I know.
There was something we had to do, right?
yes. I think 1 hour ago in game we were at the Chemic Works, got in a huge fight. Both guys got away, and we tossed the scene and found a bunch of evidence and shit. And we've been discussing that at the courthouse. Probably more like 2 hours ago. That sounds like it would take a long time. But then we realized that the one thing we're missing is evidence of the beast's control thing. If he's some sort of golem, there's an item that can control him. And the only crime we have not exonerated him from yet is his breaking and entering at the university. So we need to find out what that control stick looks like and where it is. So I think we should ask the beast, because he's in the basement, or the beastment.
The beast cut.
Yep, take that. How about that?
Best X-Men.
Oh my god, all of us
Okay.
was Toby, we all laughed like when Daryl says all anus Morissette, and they're all like anyway.
Okay. Very
Yep.
mature table here. Welcome, Mandy.
Me buying a table. Anyway.
Living for it.
A little less PC than methodology.
Maybe so. Maybe so, yeah. Okay, so your plan is what then?
We go into the basement and talk to
Yeah.
the beast.
I'll get the yogurt ready.
Okay.
Yogurt now or yogurt later, guys. Yogurt now or yogurt later.
Probably both. We have like 400.
Mandy,
Does
your
the-
character is not actually present for this, but I'm going to throw your token on the map just so you're not staring at a blank screen the whole time.
Call it a throat.
Okay, thank you.
So you go back into
Yeah.
the basement and talk to the guards. They're like, yeah, he's just in there. And you guys can hear a lot of yelling and complaining, and sort of the guards are in some sort of verbal altercation in the West Barracks because they have so many drunken, angry rioters who are just 40 feet away from the dude through a couple of walls, but you can hear it very clearly. They are chanting from the jails, "Burn the beast, burn the beast."
That's
Like
not good.
Beauty and the Beast. Kill the beast.
Yeah, it's getting worse. We have another day of this shit. Should have it wrapped up. We approach the beast and ask him, is there... Oh, good evening, Mr. Beast. Love your YouTube videos. Is there some manner of device... Well, do you know Vorkstag and Grind? Those names sound familiar to you, sir?
He holds out his hand to Kovira, who is offering him yogurt already.
I love this medieval Get Low remix.
I can't hear it.
Is it still
I-
playing?
It's great.
Oh fuck, your foundry might need to reload. I stopped that a couple minutes ago.
Yeah. I complained about it. Stopping, that is. Oh
Yeah.
god.
And we're back here.
Okay, anyway, I give him yogurt, and then Gaspar, please proceed with the chlorophyll.
He starts on he takes the yogurt as a matter of routine, as Kovira has done it many times now, and he sort of leans back on the backside of his cage, sitting cross-legged, and very daintily with his giant fingers opens a tiny yogurt cup and starts slurping yogurt out of them one by one.
We gotta get this man Gogurt.
We think we can exonerate you from all the crimes that you're charged with, aside from the breaking and entering to the university. But our current question is there some sort of little object that controls you? Maybe Vorkstag has it? Sounds like a bad dude. Does that name sound familiar?
He looks at you and with sort of an unexpressive face, and after he slurps his second or third yogurt, he holds his hand out like he's holding his palms facing each other, like showing you a small thing, and he spreads them apart to like say, bigger thing.
Oh.
Is it a small thing that gets bigger? Don't?
He shakes his head slowly. He
It's-
sort of scoots back. There's no room in his cage for him to even show this to you, but he like holds his huge hands in his cage, maybe 4 feet apart, and sort of pantomimes touching a large object.
There's some large object that they touch to
The-
make you do stuff?
The shape he made with his hands, he could have made around like a stove top, like a huge appliance.
Okay.
Oh.
So we're looking for a stove. Anyway.
So it's a really big thing that they touch to control you?
Yep, and he points his finger up at the sky, and he kind of points those of you with ranks in survival will know he points northeast, and he sort of moves his hands from his left to the right while waggling his thumbs and goes. He makes sort of a rumbling sound.
Is the museum in the northeasterly direction?
No, the museum is south of here at the university.
Are you saying this object exists to the northeast or existed to the northeast?
He points to the northeast, and he does
Okay.
the rolling, rumbling hands above your view, and then he sort of has them rumble off to his right, and then he points a finger suddenly downward and goes. He makes kind of an explosion sound.
Has this thing been destroyed? Is that what you're saying?
No, he shakes his head.
Is
There-
it? Oh, go on, Sid.
If Vorkstag and Grimes has it,
Grind.
they are possibly still underground. Like, okay, wait. So, Toby, do golems have like a good idea of like tracking the object that controls them? Like, since they're kind of like tethered to it.
Knowledge Arcana.
Yeah. Okay, I figured. Okay, hold
I
on.
assist.
I don't do it.
From what you've read, if they're within range of it, they know about it. It's
Okay, I
constantly
think
controlling them.
Is it in this pile of rubble right here?
Yeah, mystery solved. No.
Damn.
The game ends.
Can you feel it right now? Beast?
He points to the northeast.
He points to the northeast. Do you know
Okay.
how far? Like 100 meters, 200 meters, a
100
mile?
miles. Yeah.
He makes the small shape with his hands and then expands to the limits of the cage.
So it's really far?
Nods.
Oh, shit. How far is really far? I start naming towns.
You could show him a map instead. Sorry, go ahead.
You could maybe... Yeah, I don't think you guys have a paper map.
I don't think we do, yeah.
Roll me a survival check. Someone who's got ranks in it. You may be assisted if you wish.
I will roll.
Mind
I'll roll.
activate.
I got 10. I can assist.
Yeah, you probably want Danger and Kai on this one.
Oh man. Okay, can I still
Dismas with the... Yeah, you can. We'll ignore Dismas' advice since he has a +1.
roll? Oh shit. I'm
Actually,
sweating.
I have the highest
Well-
survival skill in the party. I'll have you know.
The cool thing, Graham, is that normally you have to pick who's doing the role and who's assisting, but Tim has a power on his character that lets them basically backgame that. So you just roll, and we're going to say that, for example, Danger and Kai assist Gaspar, which puts him up to 33 survival. So you grab some random debris and objects, and you start laying them down on the floor right in front of his cage. And he leans forward, actually pushes his face up against the bars, and a couple of his arms are so huge he almost can't reach through the bars conveniently, and so you see him look at you all calmly and think for just a second, and he grabs a bar on the left and brings up his foot and puts it on the bar on the right, and you hear him kind of strain for a second, and you see the bars, you hear it just, and he bends a 3-inch thick steel bar a little bit just so he can reach his arm out, and he adjusts where you've placed certain objects and represents like the swamp. He's able to show you, like, you've made a block for like Herstag, the other little towns, and he adjusts your geography slightly so that you two think you agree on where the towns are at least.
Can you point where on this little map it is? This thing?
I'll take us out to this map. Let me... this is going to sound funny, but let me plop a Kate. Nothing like getting plopped on your first session. So,
Good feeling.
actually... No, I got a better map. This one's too big.
It's shaming.
Let's see if it's this one.
Oh God, this is big. Jesus.
This is the one we want.
Mm.
And then we shall plop yet another Kate.
You get a Kate.
So you are here in Lepstadt. And you have made an object for Hergstag, and you think you and the beast agree that's Hergstag. He knows about the swamp up in this area, up the river. He doesn't... Like, you place objects for Morast and Boneyard, and he doesn't adjust those. He kind of adjusts and sort of confirms everything else, looking at you, like pointing at the object and then pointing the direction it is. And his sense of direction seems to be very accurate. And so he knows, he confirms and adjusts your placement of Lepstad, Sanctuary, Hergstag, and Summit and the river. Basically, you put like a line of rope on the ground as river.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Scooter is the secret villain. Okay, good theory, Kate. Keep a hold of that.
Scooter.
We'll see if we can confirm or deny.
I barely.
Oh, wow.
That's who vigilante shit is about. That's what we were riffing on.
This is the Carrion Crown Swifty podcast, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Very sorry.
So
Come
what do
in
you,
with the-
now that you have an agreed upon map, what do you want to ask him?
Where to the northeast of Lepstad is this control object? If you can approximate it.
He looks at the map and looks at you guys, and he looks at Kovira, and he holds out his hand and waggles his fingers like, come on, give it.
God damn it, dude.
Ask and you shall receive, I say cheekily. I want to roll it. I want this to really... I want to really play my part here. Oh.
You hand him a yogurt cup. And he doesn't open it. He reaches forward. His gigantic bicep then hangs on the gap between the bars, and he flexes his shoulder and turns while pulling the one next to it and bends them even farther, making it pretty clear that he could rip his way out of this cage at will.
Oh, he could have done it any time for sure.
Uh-huh. And
Yeah.
he reaches his arm fully out, and he sets the yogurt cup here.
Oh, hey, Toby,
The
do you have a
far
tiny
northeast.
yogurt cup clip art? I
I'll
could
get some.
No, you don't actually have to.
Holy shit.
That's far.
How many days ride is that?
And can we get the trial suspended just so we can follow that lead, or they will not wait?
Probably not.
Oh my god, boy. Do we think that's going to be important for this? Like, I guess we should just do the trial session first and then go, but I don't know if we want to try and knock everything out, so...
You probably cannot delay the trial any further.
No. Okay.
Yeah, because they said they still have enough to like still get him in trouble if we can't figure out who did this part of it.
They're gonna try to kill his ass too.
Yep.
We need to teleport. That's the only way.
Yeah.
How many days ride would this be? Or how many hours?
Oh.
It would be a couple of days in the carriage. Yeah, it's too far to get to.
And that might change in the next day. If they're not just hiding out there for a little bit. Yeah, we should teleport. Where do we need to go to, like, the temple? We just need to find, like, a... Actually, I don't really know how that works. How would that work? What do we need?
You do not have time to go there before the trial happens.
It's only in
Oh,
10
no.
hours. We'd have to sleep for 6 hours because all of us are fried on everything.
Oh, yeah,
We're all
we
out of
can't.
spells.
Yeah.
Even
we're
then,
not ready
you
for it.
would not get back. Like, you'd be up there then.
Can we tell them this information during the trial?
Yeah, you could enter the map, this sort of map interview, location interview as part of the testimony. It does at least show that he or he at least doesn't claim any familiarity with Morast. He may have never
Okay.
been there.
Also,
That could be something.
and with our knowledge arcana, any of us could testify as experts that this is how golems work. Like there is a thing that controls them, and if they would delay the trial, we would go and investigate it. But if they're unwilling to delay the trial, that's kind of on them.
Yeah.
Look at this big ass yogurt.
That's actually what we're battling when we get there.
Yep.
Beast, do Vorkstag and Grine hang out at this place that you've described? This is a place that they go?
He shakes his head.
You at all familiar with Vorkstag or Grine?
Shakes his head.
Oh, shit. Well, they've been framing you for all sorts of horrible things.
Poor guy.
He picks up the yogurt and eats it.
No.
Sad yogurt eat.
He's
Do
eating
you-
his feelings.
Who?
Yeah.
Any knowledge arcana? Anybody who controls that object can tell the golem what to do.
Yeah.
I can assist.
You
Or
guys
you want me to
made
roll
a
it?
check. No, you're good.
Oh,
You were calling your.
I almost rerolled.
Okay. So he thinks that object is still there. Anybody who controls it controls him. Beast, when's the last time you were up there? Been a while?
He nods his head. Been here for like a week,
Yeah.
5 days.
Feels like 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been there in the last year to this place?
He nods.
Last 6 months?
He nods.
Last 3 months?
He nods.
All right.
We should basically mimic this entire line of questioning in the trial, I guess.
Let's
Yeah.
see. I'm looking at my notes to see how long ago was the attack, or whenever he was
6.
arrested in the university. It was like a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought some of the attacks or deaths were like 6 to 10 months ago, though. No.
Yeah, a lot of the other shit that we're pretty sure Vorkstag and Grind did. Like, let's see. Morast was 11 months ago. Hergstag, I don't have the date here in these notes. But I think it was also a long time ago. Sanctuary burned to the ground several months ago.
Yeah. Also, would it be prudent to actually get like one of the university professors to come in as a subject matter expert? Like, would people believe our knowledge or credibility as like if we are the ones who are like, yeah, we know that this is how golems function?
Yeah, you could
Basic-
get expert testimony from the university for sure.
Just if that like would hit harder, but I don't know if we have time.
Yeah, well, you guys are, and again, this won't seem kosher to you as people of the modern world, but you guys, your testimony is nearly as, it's like video camera footage. It's really damning if the cops say this is what happened.
It's good to know. I wasn't sure if it's like a. No,
You
we
guys
don't
could
trust
go
these
in there and
cronies.
lie your balls off and throw the whole trial into chaos.
Cops
Hot
would
chip and
never.
lie.
Yeah, us.
Just get Danger drunk and put him on the stand.
Enough cane brew to tell you whatever the fuck you want me to tell you.
That's like 4 questions in a row. I need another cake brew.
Okay, so Beast, have you been up there in the last 2 weeks?
East.
He shakes his head. No.
Is this a well-defended or hidden place?
He reaches out and picks up the various objects you use for the map, and he builds sort of a little wall castle shape out of it. You get that it's a fortress.
So I guess our theory of the case at this point is that these guys, we know that they've been framing the Beast for shit because there's all these crimes committed in a suit that kind of looks like the Beast. And it's either unrelated that whenever after all this shit happened in the last year, someone then told the beast to go into the university and steal something, or these guys then controlled this thing to send him into the university and steal something and get caught. Which they were pretty close. They had one of them was skinwalking as a university professor, so they could have sent him in to steal something, picked it up, and then obviously escaped the guards. And they're also inciting riots against this guy. We know that. Or it's an unrelated spider-walking invisible person running up the side of the courthouse on the night of the riot. Probably the same guy.
Probably the same guy.
What's in the
Probably the same
box?
What can you I don't have it, well, I might have it in my notes, but what was stolen, or what was he going for again in that area? I know we had a discussion with the like groundskeeper or curator or whatever.
A little shitty green statue.
It was a
of
statue.
A weird squid thing, I think.
Yeah. Okay, I remember the image then. And then was there an ability associated with it at all, or?
I think
Not-
the university didn't know of any special powers it had. It was just like a
Okay.
dollar store Cthulhu ceramic.
Okay, cool. Just I know we were trying to do locate object, so okay, cool. Just wanted to refresh myself there. Well, it's gotta have some significance if he was being put up to stealing it, obviously. Like for Vorkstag and Grurns.
Let's ask him.
Yeah, had we not... Sure.
That is a good band name. Dollar Store Cthulhu.
It's like a Midwest emo band I would definitely listen to.
Fuck yeah.
Beast, do you have any idea why you were sent to smash up the university and then this little green statue went missing?
No. Shakes his head.
Knowledge Arcana, if this little control device is destroyed, does it kill the beast? Like, does the golem it controls fall over dead?
Or a part.
Unknown. Sometimes golems, when their control mechanism is destroyed, they've been known to go on a rampage, some mindless, destructive killing spree.
No, that's so sad.
Wait. What?
No, go ahead.
I ask him if he wants this thing destroyed. This little stovetop thing.
Says no.
Do you like it being where it is? I think someone's having you do bad shit.
Says he shakes his head no.
No.
Alright, so you want it somewhere else, but you don't want it destroyed.
He picks up another object. He still has the little pile in the shape of a castle in front of you guys, and he picks up another object, and he's sort of like childlike. He walks it up to the fortress, and then he makes the sort of rumbling. You're seeing it now as like a thundercloud rolling over the castle, and then he goes and like shoots down from the thundercloud to the castle. And then he sort of raises his fist up and kind of rumbling yells at the cage and shakes the cage like, I'm angry. And then he looks back at the castle and he makes the little figure walk off out of the castle.
So, I guess he gets called up there and then instructed, and then he has no choice but to obey? Or he gets called up there and fucks with something? There's clues in that castle, damn it.
Nah.
Okay. Does anyone else have any questions they want to ask the giant man? I guess if not, we can... How long do we sleep for usually? Like 6 hours? Or
You
10
need
hours
at
when we're
least
this tired?
you need at least 6 hours.
Okay. So if it's like 2 or 3 in the morning, then we would wake up at 8 or 9.
Mm-hmm.
And then we could prep trial strategy with the defense, and then I think that's all we can really do. We can't get up there and get back. I think we tossed the
Yeah.
Kim. Works pretty good.
So party's gonna rest.
Yes.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
we're all
rest. Go back to P13 and rest there.
bad.
Wired.
Okay. You rest under guard. You don't have to stand watch, and the time passes peacefully. It is now. You guys are actually woken up shortly after 9 a.m. And the guard that works the front desk, he's like, "There's a carriage out front. Someone here to see you all."
Oh boy.
Oh, great, more shit.
We investigate.
You look out the front door, and you see exiting the carriage a nearly 7-foot tall, blue-skinned tiefling with huge curled ram horns and a giant axe. Some of you have known the look of Savage, the character that Harrison played in Kingmaker.
Oh.
He steps out of a carriage and has a huge great axe on his back, and he turns sideways to reveal Kendra Lorimer standing behind him. And she walks up into P13 and hugs all of you individually.
Hey.
She says, "They told me you guys were up at this. You're cops now."
We were cops before.
Oh, I suppose that's true. But now you have jurisdiction. That's a big difference.
Sometimes. Good to see you.
She says, "Well, I was going to come up and look around and get a place, but as soon as I hit town, I heard there were riots and fighting, and I heard a description of some people I know fighting along with the police, so I thought I'd come find you."
We catch her up on the events of the last 5 or 6 days.
You almost don't have time, but she says if she can help with any part of the research, or she knows the university very well, and you know that she's a big nerd herself, and she has a you're looking at her security team. She says she has a she sort of kind of very professional security team that I've hired. This is Savage Security.
That's the name of the security team. Why is Savage at less than half health?
Well, he actually does look a little beat up. He's higher than that now. He's probably mostly healed now. But yeah, she says it was an eventful journey.
Yeah, the roads between here and Ravengrow kind of suck, but
You see a strange looking little tiny woman behind her with glowing blue eyes that screams wizard. Some of you with enough knowledge arcana may recognize her as an android. And you see a pair of very expensive looking boots hanging out of the side of the carriage, and you hear gentle snoring.
well, I think the top shelf super duper thing would be if you had some way to teleport us 90 miles there and back while hasted and super crazy badass buffed to space. And then the second best thing would be a bunch of very quick research on how golems work and their control mechanisms, and then providing that testimony at a trial that's in 3 hours.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to give her this and this. And she says, "Oh, well, you know, Kovira very often fell asleep when we were in magic item creation class. She didn't find that very interesting, but I did. And I've studied golems quite a bit, but she puts her arm around Kovira and kind of squeezes her. She says, "This little thing here," she points at your badge, "means that the testimony would mean more coming from you than from me."
All right. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
But she goes over she asks kind of the same questions that you've already asked. Control device. She says, "Oh, sometimes the control device is very big. They're not always very movable, and they require an immense amount of power. It's sometimes you describe what the beast described to you, or how do you describe its description of where it comes from?"
We sort of mimic the movements and point out a location on her map
She says, and what is your interpretation of that?
Shit, we can only really guess.
Yeah.
But we think it's up around here, and we think that he goes up there, and then lightning happens, and it pisses him off, and he leaves and does things.
Well, she talks to... Let's see, he would be here. It's daytime. She talks to Ives, your lore master, and she says, well, Ives, you know what that castle is. And he says, yep, but they haven't asked me yet.
What's that castle, Ives?
He says it's Schloss Karamark. I'll put it in chat because it's difficult to...
Okay,
Karamark being Count Karamark.
Do these? I know we're chatting the geographical location, but do these little totems or like golem controlling totems? Do they have to be activated by any like energy or anything like that? Like how are they? Yeah, how are they
Ives
put
and
online?
Kendra say they very often require more power, more energy than one person can summon.
Okay, like a lightning bolt.
Well, that would be more than enough
Yeah,
if you could capture and contain it.
interesting. Okay, just curious. Thank you.
So there you go. She says, I'll get to digging up information about it, but Karamark is a known personality in these parts. He used to be the ruler of this whole county decades ago.
Is there any reason to believe that he would create something like the beast?
Possibly. He was known to be a scholar and scientist of some note in his day, but he's been gone from public life for more than my life, says Kendra. And I've said, yes, he was... he voluntarily resigned before we could force him out.
Wait a minute. What does this fucker look like? Human?
Karamark? Yeah, he's a human. He was the noble who was the ruler of this whole area, Lepstad, and all the way down to Tamarvena.
We got a picture of him anywhere? I described what Vorkstag looked like when we saw him.
Does not match, but I mean, you have, Vorkstag. There's 12 different people Vorkstag looks like. Mm-hmm. You don't actually know what Vorkstag looks like.
Dismas buying scrolls of sea invis.
Won't get caught again. Fool me once. And twice. And a couple more times.
Fool me 3 times, a lady. Okay. Just an hour or two till the trial. Don't think you probably have time to do much else, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna shop a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you got to shop, do your shopping real quick.
I get some scrolls.
What is... Oh, Grave Charge, right? God, Grave Charge has such a traumatizing icon to it.
Does it?
It's the pause button.
Oh, it's the symbol of
Pause
Pharasma. It's not traumatizing to Harrison and Tim. It's soothing.
It's traumatizing to me as a Pathfinder player.
Okay.
Traumatizing is not the word. I'm having trouble with my mental thesaurus today.
Well.
Hey, Kovira.
Duh.
Would you, there's a scroll of glitter dust they'll sell you at Spellhound.
Yeah, I'll grab it.
And a scroll of sea invis. That's a wombo combo for these fuckers. These rats.
Did I...
You need to summon some Major Charles Liu energy, like, we did not buy detection?
Where my dog's at?
You think if Todd was here, that would have happened that way?
Yeah, I told Charles about what happened, and he said we literally had a note in Hell's Vengeance that said "I buy C Invis."
Forgot about that.
It was his immediate reaction. He was like, "How were we not ready for that?"
I
only
kind of
brought
wish.
enough toilet paper for my ass.
I sort of wish I could have been there when you said, "Hey, child, we got beat up by a second level spell again." Which one? Same one.
He was shocked and appalled. He hated everything about it.
Okay, but next campaign. It's not
Do
gonna
we
happen.
want spider climb for this
Spock,
fortified
bro.
place? Probably not.
Spider cock.
That wasn't in the movie.
It's a useful spell to run up the wall and shit like that.
Yeah, but I'll have it.
Graham, if you look on your inventory page, you should see currency and weightless currency. And we usually keep all the currency in the weightless currency section.
Oh, okay. Thank
And
you.
then whenever you actually buy stuff, you have to type the value of your weightless currency into your regular currency, and then buy the stuff, and then type the new value back into weightless currency.
You'll get a little
Wow.
heavy for like a second, but it's okay.
Damn, that's all
Okay.
confusing as shit. Sorry.
Who said
Yeah,
that?
that's
Was that
exactly how I feel.
Who said that? Who the
Who?
fuck said that?
Who the fuck?
But yeah, all right.
But I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, get a little weighty for a second.
Yeah. With
Weighties.
all my money.
Yeah.
Do they sell any other glitter bombs, or a place here that would sell glitter bombs?
Oh, wait a minute.
You don't think
Oh
so?
no, never mind.
Maybe the Chemic Works will sell me some. Oh wait.
Nope.
Yo. I believe I forgot the Temple of Pharasma's icon. Can we forget that? Can we forget that I forgot?
I'll speak up. I forgot it too.
Oh, okay. That actually makes me feel better. I was like, that's literally at least Harrison's character's
Oh,
golden goose.
got it tattooed in a place I don't mention.
It actually surrounds his butthole. Anyway.
Whoa.
Yeah. Go off.
It's the perfect butthole tat.
It is. Or nipples. Or belly button.
Oh shit.
Let's go to court before this
All right.
conversation progresses.
This conversation is going to be recorded and is going to put me in court as well.
Demonetized.
Okay, gentlemen and ladies and people, I have ant hole, charm person, see invisibility, glitter dust, and spider climb scrolls in my inventory. Can I use those on other party members if I need to? Like, not just myself?
Most of
or
those,
that's not-
yeah. I think most
Okay.
of those are. The spell will say like target. If it says creature touched, then you can do it on anybody. If it says personal, then it only works for you. Like
Okay.
mage armor is personal, but like bull strength or see invisible, that's usually creature touched. Although
Got it.
see invisible might be self,
See invisible can only be cast on yourself.
which is why you gotta get a potion of it. Yeah.
I gotta get different teammates.
Oh wow.
All right, let's go to court.
Okay.
Or
You guys arrive at the courthouse. There is a huge crowd. They are chanting but staying behind the barriers today so far.
yeah.
And you are brought into the courthouse by the guards. They have you wait in the library area before they bring you into the courtroom. They let you get seated ahead of time. And you guys can see that. Let's see. Actually, I have a small amount of rearranging to do. There we go. That's right. Free arranged chicken is what I meant to say. Okay, let me pull you into the courthouse. As you take your seats on the courthouse, behind, let's see. Actually, he should be on this side, and he shall be on this side. The beast is hauled up through the hatch in the floor in its cage and locked into place. You guys noticed that the bars that he bent yesterday have been bent back into place and look straight.
Mm.
The justices are introduced as they're called into the courtroom by the sergeant, who sort of reads off the normal beginning to court. This court is now in session. He hands that off to the Chief Justice, who smacks his little hammer. Do I have the hammer sound? I think I do. We might need that today.
Just as an aside, did we swap the tokens for the prosecutor and the defense attorney?
This is Capel and this is Heiger. So prosecution's on the left side, defense on the right. If that's wrong, then sorry.
They put the guy who want to kill the defendant closer to the defendant.
Well, that's the only place they could store the defendant because the cage doesn't fit anywhere else.
Oh.
He's a big boy.
Oh.
And you see that the prosecution has brought the three sisters, Starla, Garrow, and Flix. He's brought Lasny. You see Carl, who winks with his newfound restored eyes and waves at you guys.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And the prosecutor has brought a attractive but intense young woman in a fine suit who is sitting at the prosecutor's table with him.
We got two attorneys now.
Yeah, the legal team's expanding. We got to get OJ. We need more lawyers.
The dream team.
Mm-hmm. And court begins. And Capel, while the sergeant is sort of reading in all the justices and all the existing counts and stuff, he leans over the rail and whispers to you and says, what do you want me to start with today? Which one of you wants to go first? And on which topics, it would help me if you guys could kind of decide who's going to testify as to what topics, and don't all say, one of you be the expert on such and such, make it look credible.
I think we have Kovira testify as to the knowledge of the golems, and she's got the knowledge arcana skill. Gaspar talking in a baby voice.
Yeah, that really helps your case a lot.
And then
Baby case.
Kai is an experienced detective and great survival expert, so we should have Kai testify as to the movements of Forkstag and Grind all around the place. But if we're mainly focused on the golem shit, it should be Kovira. And then if we need any extra testimony as to the general theory of the case, I can handle that. I have decent survival and arcana. It's like general all-around shit.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Can I just say I relay all my information?
Nope.
No, you must now RP on the stand.
I can't.
No.
You must now RP in a court of your peers.
No.
Yep.
And
Stage fright.
we could stick Dismas up there on the stand as expert on monsters if we want to. And Danger should not ever testify.
Come on,
in any
man. It's all good.
He's an expert on all kinds of shit.
Who wants to do what? I think these are the things that we could do, but who wants to go up there and say convincing things in front of the court?
Do we actually have to RP it?
Mm-hmm. I'm not accepting it as testimony if I have to fucking RP myself. That's not how that ain't how this works.
No, that's
I'm not talking to
valid.
myself for 40 minutes. I do that every night anyway.
Yeah, I'll
And
do it.
Gaspar and I have sat and talked about it for an hour, and now he has all my information.
So it's it.
I'm
It'd be a
too-
good learning experience for
I'm
you.
too nervous.
No, you're good.
No.
I can say that I saw them like climb up the wall and go invisible and everything. Is there anything else I need to know? I'm gonna write it down.
I think just as in the hours that we had before the trial, we all would have discussed the most important things to be told.
I mean,
And
you
for-
would have if that was important to you, but you didn't.
Yeah.
God.
We didn't know the format. We didn't know. I never heard of trial before. He's hitting it a hammer.
Order.
We just need to reiterate how golems work, how they are controlled, how we think that they are controlled from up here, way up in Schlabeglass, and we also need to reiterate that these two rogues are very dangerous, could easily have gleaned control of the control mechanism, and yeah, pretty simple shit. Just the
Cool.
stuff that we've been baking over for the last, 40 minutes or so.
I can testify to seeing them go all Spider-Man on the walls and stuff, and how we're pretty sure that the figure we saw at the riot was one of them, right?
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure. That guy is a crazy reflex save because he didn't fall in the pit. He was invisible. He was running up the wall. The motive matches.
Yep.
Yeah. And we saw their skins and stuff, including the one with the claw that looks like the guy that did the...
Barrister
One of
Cable,
those.
you will call your first witness. He turns around and goes, he looks to see who was just talking. And he's like, the defense calls Officer Kai to the stand.
Yes, hi. Yes, I am on the stand.
You
Fantastic.
approach the stand and you put your hand on the Necronomicon and they say, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and mostly probably the truth?
I do.
Okay. They slam the book on your hand, it hurts, and you sit down.
Ow.
Barrister Capel approaches and says, Officer Kai, how many years have you served as a law officer in this city?
Countless years. Countless.
How
just-
many is countless, sir? You surely can. The court can count. He
5,
gets no
maybe?
laughs.
5 maybe.
Ooh.
5 long years of service in law enforcement. How many cases have you successfully closed?
Oh, so, too many to count, but
Okay.
probably in the
He
hundreds.
turns and holds out his hand and smiles. He says, well, of course, as hardworking officers, one tends to forget the flow of the river past, but of course the court deals in absolutes. How many cases exactly would you say you've closed?
I believe we're
He
coming
smiles
up
at you
on,
pleadingly.
254.
My word. He looks at you like there's no fucking way. And he turns back to the court, goes, hundreds of successful cases closed. And in this case, what testimony have you brought to us today with reference to the beast's supposed crimes?
Talk about the real possibility that the beast did not do the crimes of the Chemic Works. We saw when we were there, there were these two people, Vorksack and Grind, probably mispronounced that, but they were climbing up the wall. They were able to go invisible. They were super buffed, and I'm pretty sure the guy we saw climb the wall the night of the riot is one of them.
He says, Detective Kai, do you recognize this object? He holds up a little grease vial you had that says Vorkstag and Grime Chemic Works.
Yes, that was in my possession. That's how we knew to go there.
The Justice Aldar says, are these names I'm sure are relevant to the case. What is the meaning of introducing them? And the barrister says, Your Honors, I hope to show that there are more forces at work than just mythical beasts and simple crimes and innocent victims. And he shows the grease vial to the justices and places it back amongst the evidence. And he says, and these, Detective Kai, these tools, where were these recovered from?
They were recovered from the Chemic Works. Is that right?
Gaspar is mouthing Morast.
Oh yes, they were recovered in Morast.
We will have quiet in the court.
More asked than you can know what to do with. You know?
More ass than you've ever seen, pussy. Anyway, that is enough. So, these were recovered from Morast. These surgical tools. And he then gestures towards the beast. These tools were found at the scene of the crime. And look at them. He rolls them out on the table and holds up like a scalpel and a clamp and all these other delicate surgical tools. And he says, Detective Kai, do you have any estimation of the street value of this set of tools? Kai would know that it's about 300 or 400 gold. A lot of money.
A lot of money, sir.
And do you believe that these tools could be wielded by those hands? He says, pointing at the beast.
Oh, no. Not at all. No offense, Mr. Beast, but these are tools that cannot be wielded by somebody like that.
The beast makes his sort of snarling face at Kai, which you guys have learned could be crying, happy, or actually snarling. It's indistinguishable.
Probably offended at what I said, but it's fine.
And he says, do you have any other testimony you wish to offer us this morning? Oh, you were there when we recovered the cabinet, were you not?
Yes, I was. I saw the cabinet with my own eyes in the Chemic Works.
He turns to the sergeant and says, wheel it in, Sergeant. And they wheel in the giant wardrobe cabinet. And it's still, you can tell as they wheel it in, you can see through the doors slightly open that it still has its contents. And he turns it to face the justices and opens the doors, and they all kind of wince and stare. And you hear Judge Derriman say, Detective Kai, what are we looking at?
Yes, this here is the cabinet from the Chemic Works. It contained the skins of several different creatures.
Are these trophies of some killer? The judge asks.
I believe they were used to disguise oneself as something else, because that's a skill that we witnessed Vorgstack and Grind to be able to do.
Thank you, Detective Grind. Or Detective Kai, you may sit down. You're not Detective Grind. That's completely
libel.
Wrong.
It's an inside job.
Slanderous. Barrister Gustav turns and calls Carl to the stand, who again looks at you guys and like gives you like the raised eyebrows and crosses his eyes and looks around the room.
Oh boy.
Flauntingly. And the barrister goes through his sort of testimony before. You witness the beast leaving the scene of sanctuary, and since then you have graciously had your eyesight restored by the Church of Pharasma. And does this beast match the creature you saw leaving that night to your best recollection? And he says, well, maybe. It was dark and saw him by firelight, and he's not exactly as I recall. And then the barrister turns to you guys, the cops, and snaps his fingers and says, one of you, would you please put the suit on?
All right. Danger, you want to come help me prop up, or Kai? I think it'll probably take 3 of us to hold up this gigantic suit.
Yeah, I'll help you guys with that.
It's like 800 pounds or 200 pounds, some insane shit like that.
God damn.
It's
I'm not very
several
strong,
hundred
but
pounds.
I am tall. I can help you guys. Let's lift him up.
Okay. You guys put on the bizarre mongrel man skin suit and try to make it stand proportionally how tall it should have been. And the barrister, you see Carl with a look of recognition and fear on his face. And the barrister says, "Does this better resemble the creature you saw leaving the scene of Dr. Brada's death in the burning of Sanctuary?" And he says, "Yes, that's it exactly. Now that I see them together, there's no mistaking. That creature did it. I guess it's dead now?" The barrister says, "Not hardly. This is merely a suit worn by the actual killer." And he lets Carl sit back down. And you guys can get out of the stinky suit. It smells so foul, you guys almost dry heave in court. Oh, God.
That's not good. That smells better.
Fortitude.
All right. And the barrister looks at you guys pleadingly like, "What's next?"
Well, I already did my time. You.
Gaspar subtly nods his head towards Kovira for the Gollum testimony.
He says, "The court calls Seapus Officer Kovira to the stand."
You?
We
Do
can
you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the truth is on fire?
Hang on, Sid's mic's not transmitting. I go check it out.
Good, now's a good time to make her testify. We'll have Dismas testify on ballistic coefficients and stuff like that. Just blind him with science for half an hour.
Roger that.
Let's see. What other points did you guys wish to show? Points of evidence. You've shown Vorkstag and Grimes' outfits. You've shown their surgeon tools recovered at the scene, the grease vial. So you can prove association with Dr. Brada in the sanctuary. Carl has basically recanted now that he's seen the suit.
Oh, there we go. Sorry,
There
guys.
she is.
So I've just been sitting on the stand mute.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. They had you Zoom muted. They unmute you.
Love that.
And the barrister says, "Officer Kovira, what do you bring to us today in terms of knowledge of the accused?"
I am here to testify that we've concluded that this beast is most certainly what is known as a flesh golem. I kind of look over him and mouth sorry. No, just kidding. Well, maybe he doesn't like the term.
He holds his hand out and gives you the gimme.
Can I like slide a yogurt? No, that probably looks weird if I slide a yogurt across. Like, bribing the beast. Can I look at the judge and just be like, he really likes yogurt? Do you mind if I slide one over to him? Oh, okay, that's a no.
30 logic damage.
Oh my god.
Saw that.
Actually, that's force of logic damage.
Oh shit.
So it is. For those who don't know what a flesh golem is a collection of what we know to be stolen human or humanoid body parts that are kind of stitched together in a single form. You guys might kind of notice that stitch work on him in some capacity. I want to highlight off of that point that when we did encounter Vorkstag and Grimes in their Chemic Works shop, they had a bunch of stolen cadavers, quite a few, and we know them to have been part of, the black market of transporting or trafficking these bodies. So
The barrister goes through all those points with you. He asks you like a whole battery of questions, like why did they have bodies? What were they doing with them? What was the business they were running behind their business? And you can give him all that.
I believe they were just trafficking bodies to just different towns for different purposes. I don't really know what they were actually using them for. If that's like in our notes and someone can mind distribute that to me.
Out of dogs.
Oh yeah, they did. They made yeah. When we first entered the Chemic Works shop, we encountered a large golem dog that was made out of other dog parts. They had those flesh suits. for skinwalking, and then I'm just fairly certain they're just on the black market of distributing corpses. We don't know like 100% what for, but it's no secret that they were not short on cadavers from which to construct a larger beast. With that being said, another key and important thing to note is that golems are typically they can't do anything without orders from their creators, and that is successfully done via third-party objects, so a magical item that's of varying sizes. In this case, the beast confirmed with us that the item is the size of a stovetop, so it's fairly large. And this item can only be utilized within a certain range, a fairly close range, which means the perpetrators had to be in the area to be able to command the beast. But I want to emphasize that the golem cannot do anything without commands via that magical item from some sort of other being giving those commands. So we have reason to believe that likely Vorkstag and Grimes have that totem or item, and we're controlling the beast because they wanted him to do their bidding for killing people in the swamp, burning down the sanctuary. I feel like I'm kind of jumping the...
He didn't kill people in the
Feels
swamp.
like a
We don't
lot
think he
to
killed
be-
people in the swamp. I did not say that.
It
The
was a
logic-
university. Broke
Barrister Hygert cross-examines you and says, "So you say there is a device that controls the beast, dictates its every action. Is someone dictating that it sit in this cage at the moment?"
I don't believe so.
That you see that the beast has just turned his head towards me. Did someone make him do that?
No, I think when he's not given an action, he kind of resorts back to whatever previous command he was given, which I'm sure was... I don't really know, guys. I'm metagaming here, but I don't really know.
So you're saying that there are times when the beast is under control of someone else, and there are times when he has free will.
Knowledge Arcana, is that true?
Yes, it is true.
Yes. I wasn't sure if they're like completely mindless.
He's
It
trying to
wasn't
make
really
the point
established.
that the beast does have free will at least part of the time, and he has it right now. And you have to either lie or agree that yes, the beast does have free will a great majority of the time.
Yeah, but doesn't that defeat the argument that he had no... Aren't we trying to say that he was controlled this entire time and...
But if
Ye-
we say he's controlled during the trial, then that means anything he says is not good evidence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he says, I will show today that the beast has free will and can even be, and he turns to the audience and holds up his hands in dramatic form, spoken to like a person, almost.
Oh,
And
man.
he goes back to his seat. And you are dismissed. Thank you for your testimony, Officer Kovira.
Knowledge religion for the laws in this country. Does the beast have to testify?
Yeah. You can sit there silently, but, the punishment for so many things is death if you don't speak up for yourself when given the opportunity. But you're not sure what they have in mind with regard to that.
Are they allowed? Oh, okay. We're gonna get sucked into Crim Pro. We should just move on.
Nobody knows what that is, but it sounds
They-
good.
Criminal procedure. They can't take his silence as evidence against him. Gaspar being dragged out by 3 guards. They can't take his silence as evidence against him. Actually, by the Constitution, the Fourth Amendment, and Fifth Amendment.
There it is, the fucking Discord soundboard. We like rediscover it every week.
I was wondering when someone was gonna do that because I was like, Mandy has not been witness to the soundboard yet.
Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So, Barrister Heiger, do you guys have any other counter evidence to present before we move on to the prosecution's bit?
Did we enter the map as evidence?
Did we want to?
You have no reproduction of it.
Oh.
You could testify about it.
How
Yeah,
could it-
Barrister Capel says, he hears you guys discussing the map, and he says, Officer Danger. I call Officer Danger to the stand.
Oh, fuck.
Wow.
Good stuff.
The sergeant at arms swears you in and says, Officer Danger, do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and probably all the truth?
Bap.
Bap. He leans down on the little ledger and he says, Your Honor, I believe that is a dialectical eccentricity that means affirmative. And he writes BAP on the register. Okay. And the barrister says, Officer Danger, you have had a sort of interview of geography with the beast, have you not?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Great stuff.
And he says, and did you, first of all, do you have an excellent sense of direction, Officer Danger?
Well, if I didn't, I wouldn't be sitting here now, would I?
All right. Well, yes, sir, that'll do, indeed. And you are a tracker and a wilderness man and a hunter and such.
Yeah, that much is true.
He says, and in your interview with the beast, did you find him to be geographically accurate? Is he able to find his way and know north and south and such?
I'd say so.
And in your interview with him, did you discuss the village of Hergstag?
But I don't remember all that much.
And did you have a sense that the beast had ever visited Morast?
Man, not really.
And has the beast ever been to... So the beast has never actually been to a crime scene he is accused of committing murder at.
Danger looks at Gaspar, shrugs. But I don't know, man.
It's going great.
Great choice of witness.
Just the slightest shake of Gaspar's head.
And he says, one more question, Officer Danger. Have you've heard the testimony that the attacker, the murderer of Morast, was attacked by a blood caiman as he made his escape?
What does testimony mean?
All right. The Barrister Capel says, that guy over there done said a gator bit the beast.
Oh, why didn't you fucking say so?
He said, he says, he looks at the judge and said, Your Honor, I believe it'll be easier to interview the officer this way. And he says, so, you ever seen anybody done bit by a gator who didn't have a gator scar?
No.
And he says, now, they out here saying that the gator done bit the beast on the left shoulder, and you have interviewed the beast. Does the beast have what you call a gator scar on his left shoulder? He
Hard
does.
to tell.
It's pretty clear he does. Well, Danger can testify
He
whatever
doesn't.
he wants, but he does not.
Yeah, he ain't.
And he tells you guys, he looks back at you guys and goes, sorry. And he's, officers, would you display the skin suit again?
Oh, God. All
Kavira's-
We're all gonna get up and display it as another time.
Man, you guys gotta display it.
They bring they bring out the giant skin suit again
Dancing lobsters.
and show the left shoulder. He says, Officer Danger, in your knowledge of the swamp, did these marks here, and you clearly see the shape of a giant gator teeth marks on the shoulder of this suit. So these appear to be gator bite.
About.
Wow.
So Barrister
Wow.
turns back towards the prosecution and he says, "So y'all say, So you are saying that a gator bit the beast, but there is no gator scar, and yet here on this suit found at Vorkstag and Grimes, we see." And he turns back to Danger and says, "Gator bite."
Bite your bite.
That'll be all, Officer Danger. Thank you very much.
Officer
Thank
Danger.
Christ.
People in the audience and the jury are kind of tearing up from Danger's testimony.
just the passion of it.
Beautiful. Yeah.
So emotional.
Uh,
Just a man on the stand with two bows and a two-handed sword.
He's a man of the people, and they really love it.
Yeah.
He's a real proletarian.
He's real. Yeah.
Danger bumps into the table and makes an awful screech that resonates throughout the entire courthouse.
Burps.
Will Smith dragging the chair in Men in Black.
Oh man, I love that scene. Okay, anything else you guys want to present before the prosecution goes?
I could be like a character witness.
For the beast.
This thing don't have a soul, but you know.
The barrister calls Officer Dismas to the stand. "Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and are you, in fact," as he turns to address the court, "are you, in fact, a paladin of Our Lady Pharasma?"
Till the day I should expire and meet her in glorious company.
You see, when you say that, Judge Aldar looks over and nods at you, as if in approval. And Barrister Capel says, "Officer Dismas, do you wish to speak on your assessment as both a professional law enforcement officer and a paladin of Pharasma, bound by those laws and that code? Do you wish to speak to the character of the beast and of your assessment of these accusations?"
Yes.
Please do so. Briefly.
So I've had the opportunity to spend some time with the beast and see how it interacts, and as well commune with Our Lady as to the proper as to the nature of his soul, and then I learned that he does not have one.
There's a gasp.
This is the worst character testimony.
However,
You see the prosecutor smiling.
this is not due to any intrinsic deed which he did commit, but from my understanding, the nature of golems themselves. I have pleaded for his eternal salvation with Our Lady, and well, she has. It's kind of like hands are tied. Like lights go out. Nothing happens after a golem dies, but.
Gaspar with his fist under his chin.
But I have seen him consume yogurt with the passion that only a souled creature could.
Says, Your Honor, one more question. Officer Dismas, is it true that as a ordained paladin of Our Lady Pharasma, you are able to detect the presence of evil with infallible accuracy within a certain range?
This is a power she has bestowed upon me, yes.
And is the beast, as he sits over there in that cage, currently within your range?
Yes.
If it would please the court, would you please demonstrate whether or not the powers granted to you by Pharasma identify this being as evil?
It would be my pleasure.
Find the button.
Wait.
Oh God, are you switching the sound? Come on now.
No, I don't. I only have detect undead, guys. I don't have detect evil.
Oh my god. Just do it. And tell him it was
I do it.
Detective Evil.
Yeah.
Well, the beast has been accused. That actually fits for the world. Does the beast have the traits of the undead? And you say no.
No.
Okay, that'll be all, Officer Dismas. Thank you for that very confusing and mixed blessing testimony.
Very well. Anytime.
Okay, he looks at Gaspar, shrugs. The judges are saying, "Do you have any other witnesses to call here today, barrister?"
I nod at him.
I call Officer Gaspar of the Seapus squad to the stand. And Sergeant says, "Do you swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and all get out truth?"
Yes.
Okay. Says, "Officer Gaspar, you are a officer for the City Police Undead Specialist Squad. Is that not correct?
That is correct.
And you've been asked to consult on the case of the beast insofar as a supernatural matter because it was assumed that the beast is some manner of unholy, monstrous undead. But we have just seen now that he is not."
That is correct. He also does not detect as evil.
He's not evil. He is not undead. And you yourself are a worshiper of Pharasma and so possess those information gathering abilities.
That is correct.
Do you have any other testimony you wish to add at this time?
I do.
Please do.
The crimes that the beast is accused of committing do not fit with the beast's capabilities at all. We, when investigating the alleged murders of children in Hergstag, discovered that the village had been overrun by wraiths. And as some of you may or may not know, wraiths can only be created by dying to a wraith. So upon investigating the scene, we found a large hole and the remains of the missing children, as well as the original wraith, which CPUS officers destroyed.
So in the official CPUS report of the killings at Hergstag, the beast, by your own investigations and your fellow officers, the beast is not only exonerated of those crimes, but you found the actual killer and have destroyed it.
That is correct. The beast would not be capable of what we saw at Hergstag. And we found the real monster.
The prosecutor says, "I have read that police report and we will be rescinding those charges against the beast."
Yes.
Additionally, in Morast, we discovered that when we discovered the surgical tools, we also discovered more evidence of the removal of skin or faces from people who had been kidnapped and murdered. And this generally matches, well, it exactly matches with the methods and operation of the two owners of Vorkstag and Grind's Chemic Works, who when we engaged in combat, were very dangerous rogue types who had lots of potions, and I can testify fully that they would absolutely be far more suited to the crimes at Morast and Sanctuary than the Beast would be. The Beast has a great capability for physical destruction, but seemingly no capability for precision. And in my expert opinion, these crimes were crimes of malicious precision.
So Sanctuary is a case of arson, is it not?
That is correct.
And you don't see any evidence that the beast employs fire as a weapon in any capacity. And the crimes at Morast were disappearances, but as we've established, the whole town saw the assailant get bit by a caiman, and the beast does not have such a scar.
That is correct.
Your interviews with the beast, do you ever believe he has visited Morast?
No.
Thank you. Do you have any further testimony to provide? Any more evidence you all have gathered?
Just wanted to remark that while the prosecution has asserted that the beast occasionally has free will and other times is given direct orders, the beast has never, to my knowledge, visited the city of Lepstad before the incident at the university. And while at the university, he indiscriminately damaged property and a statue of seemingly no value to anyone as far as any of the testimony preceding me is concerned, is missing but was not recovered on the beast. This indicates to me and my fellow officers that this incident at the university was one where the beast was acting under outside control, and we believe that the device that controls him exists at Schloss Karamark.
The prosecutor steps out to cross-examine you, and he says, Officer Gaspar, you have examined and investigated the site that was formerly Vorkstag and Grimes' Chemic Works.
That is correct.
You believe, would be normal for investigations of that type, that you have scoured every room.
That is correct.
And in scouring those rooms, did you ever discover any sort of device that could be said to be a golem control device?
No.
And did you find in that area any witnesses or gain any information about these crimes of relevance?
We have several witnesses, but communications with them have proved difficult thus far.
The witnesses you spoke to at the Chemic Works, what nature were they? Were they citizens?
Not exactly. They would not be in a position to know much about the doings of Forkstag and Grind. They are mongrel creatures and some form of greater undead, some bizarre, willingly transformed creatures that were trapped in the basement.
So you did gather evidence to suggest that one of these individuals was wearing this suit here, which may have committed some of the crimes that we thought the beast did.
Yes.
You've also used your extensive law enforcement experience to search every room and found no control device in the possession of these men.
We did not expect to find one there, but you are correct.
And the witness testimony is limited to what is known in the scientific community, I'm not making up this term, these are not my words, mongrel men, and one willing, voluntary, undead being.
That is the extent of the witness testimony.
Well, we'll just make a footnote on the record about that information. And you've also examined the scene at Lepstad Museum, have you not?
We have.
And the damage sustained there is consistent with the beast's capabilities.
The damage is, the motive is not.
You believe he entered those premises.
Yes.
And you believe he did damage those walls and those exhibits.
Unwillingly, yes.
And you have you read the police report of the guard injury list from that evening?
It's been a long week, but yes.
So you know that 11 guards sustained serious injuries in merely subduing the beast while he resisted arrest after being attempted arrested for trespassing.
He's a big boy.
And none of them were killed.
And here he sits in a cage that I don't believe can actually hold him. So sometimes we see a calm person sitting in a cage, but other times we see a rampaging monster destroying our city from within. No wall can stop him, no bars can hold him. He is well beyond the power any person wields, and how he chooses to wield it will affect all of us greatly. No further questions for you. You may step down, Officer Gasper.
Okay.
And that's going to be the end of the defense witnesses. Let me get a little smack. Hell yeah. And the prosecutor then says, Your Honors, if it please the court, I have secured a expert in the case of magical translation and linguistic connection that we have used in past cases. And Judge Daramid nods at the woman seated next to the barrister. He says, I wish to call Kate Blackwood to the stand specifically to interview the Beast and receive his direct testimony. He turns to look at you all like you should be fucking amazed. Like, hell yeah, I'm about to dunk your asses. And you hear a gasp escape the rest of the crowd. And this young woman walks up to the stand, and the prosecutor says, Miss Blackwood, you are an expert in the psychic arts, are you not?
Yes.
And using those arts, you are able to, on command and only when legally directed, he holds up his palms to the whole room. When legally directed, you are able to listen in on the thoughts of another living or even unliving being.
Yes, I am.
And we have asked you here today because the Beast is sort of the strong silent type. And you have agreed to help secure his testimony, whether it confirm or remove his guilt.
Indeed.
All right. I ask that you begin, please. Would you... He kind of makes a little rolling hands with motion with his hand to do whatever it is you do. And the spell she'll want to use is Detect Thoughts.
All right.
Right over here. Ooh.
Ooh. Did the prosecution interview this defendant before trial? He's just doing some crazy shit. I don't know what the fuck he's gonna say.
He says, now, Miss Blackwood, you are going to, under oath, tell us the truth and translate directly for the creature known as the Beast of Lepstadt.
Yes, I will.
The sergeant swears you in and everything.
This is the biggest goddamn Fifth Amendment violation you could ever imagine. We're gonna scan the defendant's brain and open court. Oh, I didn't kill those people. I killed them all.
It's just gonna be like yogurt, 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 yogurt,
Why
yogurt.
even have a court procedure?
Yeah, he's just been letting you guys spin your wheels. He had this up his sleeve all day.
Oh God.
He's gonna be like, I want to open a flower shop, and
Sorry about it.
Gustav, you want to object to any of this? Do you just go and do the brain scan? I don't know.
that's
He's
gonna
like-
cost like $5,000.
He turns, he says, I could object, but it seems like the judges are into it. Apparently they've used her before, and I don't know. Is that psychic shit real, or...
This is completely real.
I'm gonna turn and whisper.
She could lie.
I'm gonna be
I
like,
would never.
I wonder if he has the highest kill rate out of all public defenders.
Fuck you.
He says, that is hurtful, Detective Kai. That is...
Objecting because judges are into it? Who the fuck are you?
He says, you want me to... Your Honors, I object. On what grounds? Well, this psychic shit, you know... She could make a mental connection with the Beast, but how do we know she's telling the truth? And they turn and say, well, she's sworn in, just like the CPUS officer.
Oh, she swore. Oh. Sham trial. Where's goddamn cafeteria brain
Who is
scan?
gonna
Alright.
read her thoughts, huh?
Kangaroo court. Piece of shit.
Rabble. All right, do the cool spell.
Oh God.
You see her sort of concentrate on the Beast, and you see him look at her very thoughtfully and make his sort of snarl face at her. And she looks at him for a long moment. So long that even the barrister, the prosecutor himself says, Miss Blackwood, are you ready to translate?
Yes.
He steps closer to the bars and he says, Mr. Beast, did you break into the Lepstadt University? And Bandy, if you've got your chat prompt open, I'll give you his
Yeah.
answer. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, and the beast looks at the prosecutor and then turns to Kate and says, and you'll
Yes.
have to speak for him. He says, "Did you smash through the upper floor window?
Yes.
And did you take a small green item out of there?
Yes.
And when the guards came to arrest you, did you fight them?"
Yes, very much.
Did you hurt them?
Yes, a few.
Goddamn objection. Fucking brain scan. Sink
And-
my trial.
While you were fighting the guards, were you in control of your actions? He turns and holds up his hand towards Gaspar and Barrister Capel as he asks this.
Yes, he was.
So you were in control of yourself as you injured 11 city guards.
Yes, but they started it.
It's really
He's-
cute.
Barrister Capel looks at you guys like, holy fucking shit, what, do you want to cross?
Should have objected harder.
Yes, we want to cross.
Mr.
Get
Cross.
in there. Ask him why.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He says, Officer Gaspar will cross-examine.
Oh, this is official. Is it my turn?
He
Is
says-
he done with the wreck?
He sits back in his chair, locks his hands behind his head, and leans back.
Lee?
Oh. Let's see.
Some bitch.
Mr. Beast, sir, why did you go to Lebstadt University?
He was commanded.
Were you were commanded to go to Lebstadt University and do what?
Take the small green thing.
So, Attorney Gaspar addresses the court. So, you were commanded to go and do something that it's obviously a crime, and obviously there would be a guard response. And were you commanded to attack the guards whenever they arrived?
No, he was not commanded to attack the guards. The guards tried to grab him. So he threw
So-
them out the window.
As one does.
Badass.
Defenestration.
I assume anything that gets in the way of what he's being commanded to do has to make sense why he did it.
So clearly, the full story is that the beast was commanded to commit a crime, and then when city police responded to the beast's commission of that crime, he did attack the guards in response, but he did not willingly engage in the original crime. And Mr. Beast, you inflicted injuries on 11 guards. That does appear to be true. You've already acknowledged that. But why didn't any of them... You didn't kill any of them. Was that intentional?
Yes, he could have flung them across the street.
And you could get out of this cage right now if you wanted to, as the prosecutor mentioned.
Yes.
So a creature ordered to smash into a university and steal a small object is now sitting in cage that he could escape from peacefully, allowing this trial to take place, and did everything in his power, within his own instincts, to not kill the guards that were attacking him, while he completed orders that he could not resist. Mr. Beast, do you have any idea why you were sent to get the green statue?
No.
And when you were arrested, it was not on your person. What did you do with it before you were arrested?
Gave it to a tiny flying goblin.
Holy shit.
A tiny what? Flying goblin?
That sounds similar to
A monster man.
And was this tiny flying goblin present at the university?
Yes.
Huh.
Ladies and gentlemen, the prosecution intends to show that the beast did these things, so I'll let the barrister handle that. No further questions.
The poison. Cusco's poison.
Gaspar murmurs to Barrister Capel, and is sort of more so an arrow than an archer, isn't he?
Any other questions while the beast is in translation here? The Barrister Heiger.
Wait. Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can we
Career.
ask?
I wanted to know his actual favorite yogurt flavor, but I'm not going to actually ask that.
Can we ask what the goblin looked like?
Yeah. He asks. What the barrister begins asking a number of questions about the goblin. Let me send a message to Kate here.
And we should have cast Detect Thoughts on this guy. Man, these second level spells is fucking us up left and right, man.
Cast
I think
a
we did
detect
pretty well.
thoughts on your.
No.
Oh,
Redacted.
So he asks the beast a number of questions about the look of the thing and what is a flying goblin. And Kate, you get. You can say her interpretation of what it says.
Okay. It is the goblin is the closest approximation to what he imagines it is. He doesn't know exactly what type of creature we're dealing with.
Did it have orange hair and look like a little weird creature?
Mmm.
Did it look like Grind?
Yeah.
Describe Grind.
No, hairless, fat, leathery wings, size of a goblin.
Did it speak?
No.
Had you ever seen it before?
Yes.
Where?
Led him to the museum.
Hmm. We have any further questions?
The judge looks at you all. Judge Daramid looks at you all, and like raises up her hands and mouths the word, "Who?"
Who is the little goblin?
Did you ever
She
make
squints
contact
at
with
you.
him? Was this the your first time seeing him? Or had you seen him before?
He has no idea who the goblin is. First time seeing the goblin.
Mm-hmm.
Who commanded you to go to the university?
Not father.
You say not father?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Who is this father person?
Who's your daddy?
And what does he do?
Father made him.
Okay. Can you describe this father person?
He's an old human man.
Haha, we know some of those.
Human.
How do
In-
you know?
There
Oh,
you
go
go.
on. Go on, Kai.
Can we ask him where his father is? Like usually. Like where does he live?
At Father's house.
God damn it.
Okay.
Is father's house that castle that you pointed to with the big booming lightning strikes?
He points northeast again.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe it's Cormac.
Defense would like to enter that location Beast is describing has been previously confirmed to be Schloss Karamark.
There's a map in the dungeon.
Judge
No!
Daramid leans
There's a
forward on the
troll in the
dais and says, Mr. Beast, is your father Count Karamark?
Father is father.
Yeah.
She sits back
Maybe he
down.
doesn't know names.
She looks at
I
the
don't
other
know.
judges. They're like, I don't know. They're like, why the fuck are you questioning a witness?
She can do that.
The court does what the court wants.
How do you know that it wasn't father that commanded you?
Not father commanded. Not like father.
You know
But there-
anything about this not father?
Not father is very strong and very scary.
Did you see not father?
No.
But you
Please
could
ignore my cat in the background.
She's helping. She's adding to the atmosphere. Let her go.
She's
Let
looking at Mother.
Let her live.
He did nothing wrong.
I'm a beast, he's a beast.
The unanimous response is the cat's in the right.
Yeah,
Very good.
honestly, case closed.
I take the side of the cat every time.
Yeah, always.
Blindly.
Little shitters.
They're good witnesses.
There's been other times that your father has commanded you to do stuff, right?
Oh yeah, I have questions here.
Yes, father commands.
Mm-hmm.
What does your father usually command you to do? What's it like? Tone-wise and content-wise?
Father commands him to bring wood, kill
Oh.
orcs, move stones.
So father has never commanded you to do anything harmful to other organisms, right?
Oh, he did
I
say
don't know.
kill orcs.
Oh, I didn't hear
Yeah,
kill.
he
I didn't
just
hear
said
that.
kill
Sorry.
I didn't hear that. You will agree orcs suck, so... No, just kidding.
Hey,
I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
Ontologically evil. Ontologically
Oh no.
as a half orc, I have some words.
half ontological.
Orc.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
And is it true that anybody who had possession of your control device could issue you commands?
Before he also said father made him to kill city, but never commanded him to city.
Oh.
Yes, not father used father's machine.
Where is your father now?
He doesn't know.
Is your father alive?
He doesn't know that either.
Gotta figure
Not
out some
father
kind of
may
way.
have hurt him.
These dang rat rogues been stealing golems now.
Okay, do we have any further questions? Now that we have
Did you hear the
unfair
last part?
access. Wait, what? Not father may have heard him, but he doesn't know?
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
We could have had this access to the defendant earlier if we were smarter. But we're not.
Good done.
I give a knowledge arcana check to Kovira.
Here I come. So I was rolling away on my chair while we were.
Or anybody who's good at it.
No.
I got you.
Don't worry, no
Natural
one
20
knows.
Kovira.
Oh, never mind.
Sorry.
I said I don't got you.
When I say rolling away, as we were all talking, I've just kind of been like stretching and pacing as I listen. So.
Me too,
Kovira,
I've been squeezing a stress ball.
hell
Oh
yeah.
no.
Golems are largely immune to arcane and divine magic. It is strange that Kate is able to do what she's doing. It suggests that she might be a very rare type of caster that uses a very different type of what appears to be magic, but is technically not.
God damn it.
So maybe we couldn't have done
So I
that.
get paid the big bucks.
With some sort
There
of
you go.
loophole.
Fucking loopholes.
Corporate wizard.
Corporate wizard.
Another band name.
That would be a good novel. I would read it.
Yeah.
Corpo Wizzo.
Corpo Wizzo.
There's a guard
Go,
outside
Wizzo.
the courthouse. What's he doing?
Oh, you
Keeping guard. Shut the hell up.
No,
Okay.
wait,
Dog doing.
He's doing guard shit. You don't know.
the god doing.
Just for emphasis.
Order of the court.
All right. Are there any, the judge calls, are there any more questions for Miss Blackwood, or we will render judgment on these cases?
I think I'm good. You guys got anything?
Oh,
Counselor, do you wish to withdraw any further charges? Prosecutor Heiger says, yes, Your Honor. I believe our law enforcement officials have done their due diligence and proved that it was a similar but different creature that attacked Morast and was seen by Mr. Carl back here at Sanctuary. We will withdraw those charges and against the beast, and we will rewrite them with this new evidence included. We must go forward with the charges of vandalism, commanded or not. He turns and holds up his hands to the court again for drama. He says, commanded or not, a soldier is guilty of the acts he performs, even if his commanding officer issued those orders. So the beast did break into the university. He did steal. He did injure 11 city guards. Several of these offenses include life imprisonment and death as the judgment. And so, with those charges, we must hold fast. And he sits back down. And they offer the defense any other opportunity or information, or shall you rest? And
Yeah,
Capel kind of looks over his shoulder at you guys.
Should Capel, do you want us to speak, or do you want to?
No, he's about to rest the defense.
shit.
The beast does not have the ability to resist commands. He can't. Golems can't do it. They have to do what they are commanded to do. He could not go to Lepstad University and start a fight.
You give him the short version of that while the prosecutor's talking, and he turns and delivers that. He said, the beast is like a soldier. It does have a commanding officer, but even a soldier given an unlawful order has a duty to betray that order. His first duty is to the law, and his second duty is to his commanding officer. The beast is not such a soldier. He has no ability. So even if he did not want to go to the museum, which I dare say he never has before, even if he did not wish to take this item, he was not given a choice. And moreover, we should be less concerned with punishing the beast for things he did not choose to do, and more concerned with removing this situation that causes this innocent and yet powerful creature to commit crimes against us in the name of others. We should assure that this does not happen again, and I think that should be the focus of the court.
Yeah, and if you burn him, they'll just make another golem.
Good point.
Yeah, I think we'll leave that out, he says. And he says he lets Kate off the stand, and they say they're going to go deliberate for an hour or two and then render judgment. And you guys can still hear the distant chants outside of "Burn the beast, burn the beast."
Why did we not broadcast this to the crowd so they could see that he's innocent?
We ain't got no television.
Yeah, we got magic is close enough.
Yeah, fair point.
Imagine if there was like... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna reiterate the plan of jamming a homeless dude in the dummy suit and burning that.
Oh.
We could put an undead in there. If
We'll just put like a cadaver. Yeah, that's fine.
Well, it's got a whale.
We can make it wail with magic. I could do ghost noise. I could cast ghost noise while it, yeah. No, but seriously, he's a big, strong guy. He could probably help with the museum. Just an idea. Community service.
Him to put it back together.
Yeah. They lower him back into the basement. As he goes down, he looks at Kovira and gives the...
I slide.
Gimme. He's already
Can I slide one?
into the basement. No, you'll have to actually go down there.
God, I feel so bad for him.
Can I go down to the basement or am I not allowed to leave?
Yeah, you can. No, you can go wherever you want. As you guys head down to the basement to chill with the accused while he waits his judgment, at the bottom of the stairs, you realize she got there ahead of you. You see Miss Blackwood, the interrogator or translator, waiting for you.
Well, that went well.
For you.
Thank you for translating.
No doubt.
Have you come to harass the defendant before a bunch of know-nothings decide that he should be punished?
No.
Okay, good.
Come to find out more, if possible, because it didn't sit right with me to start with that he could be responsible for all of this. And having been in his mind, if he is found guilty, it feels like a miscarriage of justice.
Did he roll a will save to resist your spell of Detect Thoughts? Did he attempt to resist that spell at all?
No.
He was like, "Step on in."
He's like, yeah, take a look.
He regularly lets people control him. I think he's probably an open book.
God, he's like an escort of the mind. Anyway, what did you glean from just being in there? What was the vibe, as the kids say?
He's very childlike.
Yeah.
In his thoughts. And
Did he ever?
He didn't resist that a lot.
Yeah. Any mention of yogurt in there?
He loves yogurt. Yeah. He's dangerous, but he's not hateful toward anyone, and he thinks you are a nice person.
You guys hear me
a
cry like
walking yogurt dispenser.
I am. I think I'm just a yogurt dispenser. Yeah, I don't think he. Does he know is alive? I'm going to give him yogurt right now.
Sure, he'll appreciate that.
I roll yogurt.
Yep, you go in and see the beast, and he's already got his hand out of the cage. He
So
takes some
cute.
yogurts.
I give him like 5.
You guys sit there and destroy some yogurts. And we
Somehow.
do need to kind of keep track of those. Like, there's 800. There's not infinite. We could put them in
Yeah, let me-
Kovira's inventory, but shut off equip so they don't count against her weight, and then we could tick it down. You know.
Oh, yeah. Could you check super quickly if they're currently equipped to me? The amount, I don't know how many I have right now.
They're
but...
not, because you're
Okay,
able
thank
to
God.
walk.
Okay, yes, that.
So I'm gonna unequip them. I'm gonna put the quantity at 750,
A lot of yogurt.
Oh,
and I'm gonna put a use function that causes each one to, use
Yeah.
a charge.
I just want to let you know that it is so tickling that the use icon is a sword next to the yogurt. Combat yogurt, combat yogurt. What's your favorite flavor? Insufficient charges? We need a general.
Why did it? Okay, I'll have to.
Yeah,
figure that
I think
out.
we're good.
If we have an hour or two while they deliberate,
Yeah.
I want to tell the beast that whatever happens, if he meets us north of the city, we'll go check on Father with him.
Dude, yes.
Okay, Kate, you can still maintain your connection to him and talk to him if you wish.
Okay.
He actually turns and looks at Kate.
How long have they been commanding you to do things? Just the other day. Okay.
What about Father? How long
Got
has
it.
Father been commanding you?
Just the other day, you got a command from Not Father to go to the city, meet Flying Goblin, take the green thing. Father made him years ago. Father made him to kill city, but never told him to do that.
A little change of heart.
Mm-hmm. Father was angry when he made him, and got less angry over the
You
years.
know why Father was angry?
No.
Knowledge history, if you got it.
Uki?
Checking? No.
We will.
Minded mind, activate.
Got that.
Gasper, Kai. Yeah, you've got a 19 going total with Kai's assistance. And that makes it a 21 with Kate. You guys say if his father is Alden Karamark, 30, 40 years ago, he was the count. He was the lord of this land. And he was deposed in the same way Richard Nixon was. They were going to prosecute him for a number of things, and he instead resigned and retreated into total seclusion at his super awesome castle way up on the edge of the lands he used to be the boss of. And then they've had actually elected leaders in this county. It's one of the few places on the planet that does. And they've had that for the last several decades. So they sort of agreed to not prosecute him if he just, don't go away mad, just go away. He did go away very angry, though.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Beast, I don't know what they're gonna do. They may try to burn you. I can't imagine that you'd let that happen. And I don't know if we could or would even want to stop you. But like I said, whatever happens north of town, I try to pick a spot with them on this little map of shit that we have down here. A rally point beast.
He says no burning. He wants his stuff. They took his stuff.
They took your stuff? You have stuff?
Yes, he has stuff.
What kind of stuff you got?
He has a bow.
You have a bow?
Hook.
Oh!
And a hook?
You.
What the fuck?
The fact that you have
He wants
possessions is pretty cool.
How big is that bow? Jeebers. What do you shoot out of that thing, sedans?
He says too big for you.
Yeah, I bet. It's not what your nana said.
Do you know why your father had you kill orcs?
He says orcs are dangerous and would hurt father.
Huh.
Trolls dangerous. Kill them. Is there anything else he told you was dangerous? Nothing else bothers the house.
Oh,
Father's
okay.
other creations are dangerous. Father has
Oh,
other
boy.
creations?
Oh no. Maybe it's just like a spicy chili.
He makes things, dangerous things.
Has he ever made a troll or an orc or something like that?
He makes things out of troll parts
Oh.
and orc parts.
Hmm.
The beast is made of ogre parts.
The thief is made of ogre parts?
The beast.
Oh. Gotcha. Do you want us to go with you to this castle? Or do you intend to go to this castle if you get out of here and check on Father? See what Not Father did? We think we fought Not Father. I want to kick his ass.
Not father is scary, he says. Father's machine makes two mind one.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I like
Not
that.
father's mind is
Kind
very
of playing
scary.
God.
All right. Well, we're probably going to go up there and beat some ass later. You can come if you want, but you might get mind controlled into murdering all of us, which could also be bad.
That would
That
not
would
be
be bad.
fun.
Maybe the meta plan is to have the beast, if he is let out of Lebstad, just dead sprint south for as long and as hard as he can. So whenever they try to use him to kill us, he has to run for like 3 days.
Yeah.
Send him down mid.
Yeah, he's just running down.
What have you seen from Not Father's mind that's scary? Do you know what he's planning or doing that's a problem?
Maybe he's in cahoots with.
Not Father makes the dead walk and commands ghosts.
Yeah, we
Oh.
met that guy.
Fucking necromancing motherfucker.
Sounds like he sucks.
Sounds like he's not a
Yeah,
fun
that
boss.
Probably not.
Thank you. Thank you for talking with us.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We hope our gifts of yogurt demonstrate that.
Oh,
wait.
did not make a voice for him.
No, I wish. No. Stop it.
More yogurt.
Of course.
See, now we're down to 748 yogurts.
Dude, we started with like 840, I think.
Yes.
Just to be clear.
Yes. We
Not
burned
a
through
yogurt
100 yogurts in a week.
I don't know. I've fucking made a yogurt now.
Yeah. Okay, you guys spend an hour down here having yogurt and chatting with the beast through Kate.
Okay.
Awesome.
Anything else you want to do before the decision comes down?
Oh, God.
Hey, Costin, you know anything about this castle to the northeast called Schloss Karamark?
I know that's hard to say with no lips.
Wow.
Thanks, Costin.
Super helpful.
You getting enough fluids down here, buddy?
I'm good for about a week.
All right.
I forgot he was in here.
I don't know what
Yeah,
the
he's just
fuck
been
we're
watching this whole exchange.
I don't know
Has
what the
he-
fuck we're gonna do with him.
I just want to. Well, he could. I have so many ideas, but we don't have time. Kissing the.
That's nice. Very nice, Graham. Alexa played Kissing the Lipless. How sweet of you.
Hurts a little.
The Shin song.
Alexa, cancel. God damn it.
Alexa, play fart noises.
Alexa, cancel.
Fart noises, Alexa.
She can't hear you.
Making Toby's Alexa play indie rock.
Okay, anything else?
I didn't mean to make that noise out loud, to be honest. I don't even know how to explain myself except to say that. I just
Inside the
didn't.
head type noise.
I was gonna say that noise for whatever reason, and then I'm just nervous about the results, but I stopped
All
there.
are.
So it just came out as Dave.
Hey.
That could be a new noise.
Yeah.
Scramble brain.
I just like that BAP was entered into the official court record.
Yeah.
I think that's a nice
Beautiful.
touch on the case. Classes it up.
There should be a spell that's called like Kiss of the Country, and the noise it makes when it's administered is bap.
Bap.
Yep.
I don't even know what Kiss of the Country would do.
Yeah, I forgot to use the phrasing. Your Honor, I'd like to treat the witness as a redneck witness.
Oh my god.
Not hostile, but you got to talk to
Yeah,
him in
yeah.
a certain kind of way.
Ain't I used to all this fancy shit. Using
Why don't you
words
fucking
like
say so?
testimony and shit.
The only thing I'm a prosecute is some libations into my border.
Speaking a different fucking language as far as I'm concerned.
God damn. Speak Oostalaven, you dang ferner.
Burn.
Okay, are we ready?
I got a cat in my lap, so I'm fucking ready to go.
Got on the lap.
Look at the cat on the lap.
Freddie on that.
I didn't even say anything. Damn it.
This thing's too fun. We're gonna need some more of those.
Yeah, okay, you wanna know how you feel about those? That's how I feel about doors, Toby. That same feeling that's lighting up in your brain is... Yes, yes.
Ominor.
Omninor.
Okay. The court reconvenes, and the judges read through the remaining list of charges, and they have come to a conclusion. And Judge Ambrose Card says that under the recommendations of my co-justices here, Judge Deramid and Judge Aldar, says we are recommending a punishment of permanent banishment for the beast from the city of Lepstad. He will be escorted to the city limits by the Seapuss squad themselves, and he will be asked to leave and never return to the city of Lepstad. This is viewed as leniency, and while it is known that his charges can in some cases constitute the death penalty, we do not seek that in this case, as it is believed his actions were involuntary, and so long as he never returns, he will be unmolested, untouched by the officials of Lepstad and considered free to go. But should he re-enter the city, he will be attacked with full and deadly force.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah, we did it, guys.
We did it, Reddit. You imagine if we still
Mhm.
banish people in the real world? Be like, you may never return to Columbus, Ohio.
Would be a better punishment than the death penalty, I tell you.
Yeah.
You are someone else's problem now. Leave.
Well,
We did
And you see Barrister
Gotta
Capel turn
explore-
around and say, "He lived."
it.
no thanks to you.
Good job, Capel.
He's capable.
Nice.
Buy a gun in my mouth.
Hmm.
Bless you.
Look at the beast and laugh a little bit, try to hide it.
The prosecutor looks somewhat satisfied, like his whole case fell apart today, but he doesn't seem too destroyed by it. He and Capel shake hands, and they basically leave the courtroom, and you guys are allowed to go. There is still a crowd outside chanting, "Burn the beast," but the sergeants in cases like this head outside and announce the verdict, and even in this case, Judge Daramid orders that the court scribes describe how the evidence against the beast was discredited by a thorough investigation. So they're trying to calm the rioters with this, and they promise to apprehend the actual criminals who indeed were using the beast of Lepstad as a scapegoat.
God, we are gonna fucking kick him in the neck Sunday.
We go beat ass.
Like-
Yeah,
We'll be some ass. We love doing that.
ready to whoop
And
some tail.
they give you the sergeant of the guard at the courthouse says, I don't know how, but they don't. His stuff is super big and heavy, and they don't want him to have it until he's out of town. So y'all gotta like take this stuff and then
Oh.
don't give it to him until you're out of the city. And probably the judges suggested you wait till after dark, but they thought you all, if you had any other means you want to use to get him out without a riot. The public still wants to burn him. They don't figure these things out too quick.
To volunteer to go with them to help keep things smooth if possible.
Sure.
That would be great. Yeah, what about reduce person and disguise other? Can you cast those things on a golem?
Not from a Jedi.
He is immune. He would likely be immune to casting invisibility on him. Yeah, probably wouldn't.
What
work.
about disguise other and reduce person? Transmutation?
No, he would likely resist most arcane magic.
What if we just glitter bomb him and then he's all glittery when he comes out? Who could hate that? I tell you.
A lot of
Happy
people.
Pride.
Omen and Nor.
Justifying the beast.
Okay, so do you guys want to move him now while there's a riotous crowd outside? Do you want to wait till after dark? Do you want to just hand him his equipment and tell him to Kool-Aid through the wall until he's free?
What about the sewers?
We should wait
too
till
big.
it's dark. I don't want him to just narrowly
Yeah.
escape being burned alive and then get burned alive.
What if is he big enough to fit on an open wagon? Is there a wagon that could move him?
Not
A carriage.
ironically,
Hearse.
yeah, not the paddy wagon, but the hearse he could maybe lay down in.
Yeah.
For a hearse.
Oh, the seats recline. Last I checked. I don't actually know that.
What if we wait until nighttime and then we try and find some sneaky part near the courthouse, like out back or an alley nearby, And then we stick him in the hearse and lie him down and throw a tarp over him, and then drive him out of town that way.
Okay.
Beast heist.
And how will you communicate all of this to him?
We got brain scan.
Kate, you gonna come along for this caper?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
hell yeah, girl.
Caper.
Still like the
Indeed.
previous idea of jamming him in a white Ford Bronco and just hightailing it out.
Send him down the road.
Just a leisurely drive down the highway.
You need someone to cast fly and televise it from the air and describe it. This is the lowest speed chase we've ever seen.
That chase is so lame.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah. There's a lot better chases. It was just the fact that it was so high profile, you know, and so clearly dumb. It was like the whole world got to watch a dumb man make a very dumb choice and just be dumb. Like, where's he going? He's not going to get away.
People got out of their cars on the highway and watched. They were like waving him.
He's like a 6.5 foot tall, nationally recognizable face with helicopters. Like, what are you doing? Just pull over. You're done.
All we have to do is be better than that.
Yeah, that's the bar.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys set up the wagon in the evening. You explain all of this to him, and he, through Kate, says okay. And as long as he gets his stuff before he leaves the city, he's cool with it.
Yeah, we give it to you on the edge of town.
And he says his stuff, he wants his bow, he wants his hook, he needs the arrows for his bow because they're not normal arrows, he says. And he needs his extra big cloak and his necklace.
We have all these things of his?
Oh, the courthouse does, yeah. The sergeant at arms of the courthouse can let you look at him.
Yeah, you can trust us.
I can't go anywhere without his necklace. I sympathize.
You see that his extra big cloak actually is it's going to be very, very small on him. It's like a little baby cloak that goes down to the back of his waist at most, but it is a cloak of elven kind.
What?
Yeah.
Isn't that a cloak of, like, stealth and shit?
Yeah.
This thing stealths around?
Well, with the cloak on, he can try.
Damn.
That's gonna come up.
And his amulet is it's a really valuable amulet. It's an amulet. It's a shock amulet of mighty fists. It causes his punches and kicks all are magic anyway, but it adds +1 to hit and damage and electrical damage to his melee attacks.
Yeah, we couldn't find that. I don't know what happened to it.
He wants it. He knows they have it, and it actually is made for him. It's on a huge, heavy chain. It would hang down to your waist on any of you and look like a fucking Flavor Flav clock around you. Like, it's
this
huge.
Is the coolest item. You could be Flavor Flav monk.
And then he has what is known as an ogre hook, which is a traditional weapon of ogres. For them, it's one-handed, but it hits like harder than a great axe. For any of you, it'd be two-handed. And it's just a big, scary hook-looking thing. And then his bow is gigantic. It is made out of a pair of horns from some sort of like Texas Longhorn-like cow, where the horns go out like 4 feet in each direction, and they're joined at the center by some other like giant handle made out of bone and leather, and then the string between them is some high tensile unknown substance, and then the arrows that go with it are specially designed. They are huge.
That's bone.
That's a big ass bow.
Yeah, the arrows, custom made. They're technically +1 magic, but they're not enchanted for extra damage. They're enchanted to survive being fired out of this bow without snapping in half. And the bow itself is a fairly famous artifact that you're not sure how he got it. but it is called the Great Buffalo Hunt,
Whoa.
and it requires a minimum of a +4 strength bonus to even pull it.
Jeez.
Is this the bow that shot you guys in the other campaign? You took 3d8 from each arrow?
God.
We don't talk about that campaign.
Yeah, all right.
We do not talk about Fart Club. So you guys sneak him. Let's have a... in place of stealth, to avoid being detected by the public, it's going to rely more on your knowledge of the streets, the side streets, general traffic, and how to look inconspicuous. So it's going to be a knowledge local check to stealth the beast out of the city.
I'm not going to roll that. I only got a
Does
5.
anybody want to help me?
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus. Okay, I'm coming in.
We're doing
Oh.
great.
Oh.
If you're using Gasper's power, oh yeah, you get some assistance. And you guys are like, no, this street. No, go down, hang a left on Bleecker, and then a right on Truman Avenue. And yeah, and you guys sneak him to the edge of town. You return his items to him.
Yes.
Okay. He looks at Kate.
No problem. We're glad to help.
They say you can't come back here. We'll try to whack you to death. I imagine you probably don't care about that.
He doesn't want to come back here,
What will you do now?
to put it lightly.
He can't, even if he did want to.
A shithole, in fact. Yeah, no, he doesn't want to.
I agree, but they pay me well.
Don't pay us that well. What do you what will you do now, Beast?
He's gonna check on his father
You want us to come with you?
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna be.
and see if he's dead. Oh. If not father is there, he doesn't want not father to command him.
Yeah, I feel like we should.
You could let us go first.
We should.
Probably take a look at who this not father is.
God,
Yeah,
we can scout it.
Flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should all. I mean, he can't stay in town, obviously, so we could just get supplies super quick and pack up, and then sleep somewhere on the road and rejuvenate
says-
before. Oh, you go ahead.
He says father's house is very dangerous and it's full of creatures and magic. So I think you're right to say stocking up on things
Yeah.
you might need to deal with that.
Like seeing the.
Yeah, I have it. Yeah, let us.
I
got
let
it.
us
I
back
bought
you up. Yeah, same. Let us back you up, dude. We've seen it through this far, so if you're willing to wait.
They are actually looking for the person who actually did these things, so we can help them out that way.
Yeah.
Beast, would you be upset if we destroyed some of Father's other creations, assuming that they're not friendly and cool and yogurt loving like you?
He says father's other creations are mean and stupid, so I'm going to take that as that he wouldn't mind.
Okay. You have a
Oh
name
hell yeah,
other than
let's fuck
Beast?
them up.
It's a good question.
Yeah, you have any other name other than Beast? I feel like we're just calling you a
He
pejorative.
does not.
Okay.
Do you want a name?
How about Gary?
He's gonna say yes to Gary.
And he doesn't know Beast. Yeah. We could give you a name if it would make you happy.
You could pick a name too.
Yeah, you should pick it.
Yeah, you could decide what you want to be called. He doesn't know how to name. Could list some names. See if there's
Yeah,
anything
where's
he
the
likes.
random name generator, and we can. We could call you Big Boy. No,
Or Bubby
Big
Binkers.
boy.
Puppy Pinkers. Oh god, I heard typing. Wait, we all shouldn't pause like that was an actual suggestion. Can we do a random name generator?
Yeah, he doesn't know names. We'll have to suggest some things.
He'll chew on it.
Don't actually chew on
No,
it.
he
It's
won't.
just a figure of speech.
Well, I
Oh,
think we should. Oh, what?
We can think on that while resting and gathering resources.
I think what we should do is going to take us like 2 days to get to this castle. And if he's there when we show up and the Knotfather is there when we show up, Knotfather's going to say, Beast, kill all those guys. So we should ask the Beast if he would graciously hide out somewhere for like a week. So we can go up there, murder everything that needs murdering, and then he can show up. It's going to take us 2
Says
days
okay.
to get there. Okay, cool. Where do you want to go hang out, bud, while we do the thing?
He'll check on his swamp around his father's house.
Okay. What are you doing in my swamp? Just don't get detected. Because if you get detected and not Father's there, he's going to be like, murder everything. And then it's going to be bad. I don't want a 4-foot arrow in my gut. That's death.
Thanks, Toby.
Yeah, that wasn't a message from the Beast. That was just a really disgusting animated gif of Shrek. I'm sorry.
God.
It's naked Shrek dancing in his swamp.
No. Not even a loincloth.
You can't tell
Love
because
the
of the rolls.
internet.
No.
We should report to Judge Daramid and request a week's leave for ass beating.
She talks to you guys after the trial when you're getting set to haul the Beast off and says, she says, if you're wondering if you're going to get paid for your work on this case, you will. And you're wondering if I'll pay you to investigate Karamark and ensure that this, she gestures at the Beast and the pile of paperwork and crimes and the riots, ensure that this never happens. Yes, the city will pay you for that too.
Yeah.
So please go figure out how this happened and make it not happen again.
Gaspar does not mention that he was about to spend all of his vacation days to go up there and kill this fucking weirdo for free. But he says thanks.
She says, I don't know if you're slipping out on the cover of town tonight, but by 6 a.m. tomorrow, I will have a 3,000 gold line of credit set up for you at your usual shops.
Oh.
I guess I need to put you guys back on the screen for a sec, in case that matters.
Yeah.
So at this point,
That's
how
for the
long have
party.
you been away? Oh, go ahead.
That's not 3,000 each. That's 3,000 total, but you can use it at any of the city shops.
No, it's 3,000 total.
No. You tried to bung up.
Where the fuck is my token? Where is my token?
Drag a
don't
box
know,
over the
no.
whole city, and you should only select your token. You're right here by
Oh, I
the
found.
church, though. I see you.
I just did the.
Under the smog.
PP.
That's how I found.
Yeah, that
That's how I
works.
found mine.
Not fair enough.
That's how I found mine.
Damn, full phonetical spelling of PP. Unexpected.
It was gonna be pee pee
Yeah.
poo poo,
Yeah.
but you know.
Is the currency and what's under the waitlist? You said under.
Yeah, for you,
Like-
did I remember to give you money? I always forget to give new characters money. Yeah, you have some money.
So.
Weightless currency is money you have in the bank. It's not on you, but it's accessible to you in the city.
Okay.
And then the top layer of currency does count against your character. Actually has to carry it, but that's what you have on you, and move it around however you want.
I'm gonna sell a bunch of shit, and then I'm gonna tell you guys what
Yeah, I should
your
probably-
share of the money is.
Oh, and Kate, you were paid 300 gold by the prosecution to slam dunk his case today. And since he's an honorable man, even though you kind of dismantled his case, he pays you anyway.
Oh, that's nice.
How come this detached face won't fetch a good price at any of these shops?
Yeah, I wonder why that won't. There's people who would buy that. They are at the university and they are creepy researchers. So if you try, you can sell that. Especially if you explain like the whole cabinet like as a package deal. Those are the accoutrements of a super rare and weird type of person.
Huh. Also, this shining book of war prayers that I've had in my bag
For
for
literally
fucking
levels
forever,
and never used.
never used.
Yep. Yep.
It gives you hour per level bless, bonus doubled to +2.
Yep.
Um,
Super bless, we call it.
I'd like to bluff my friends, tell them I just bought this and they all owe me money and I haven't been sitting on it on accident.
I've noticed it was there 5 or 6 times and never
Well,
said a word.
Whenever I first got it, I couldn't read it, so it just said Book of Prayers, and I was like, okay. Now I can read
At
it.
some point along the line, I took pity on you and identified it because at any point, Kovira or Ives or any of the scholars you know could have identified it. In fact, it has a quote in it now that you can see, which is a real quote from Earth.
Earth said that?
Yeah, the Earth timeline.
Is this an Eisenhower quote?
I think it might be Churchill.
Oh, Churchill.
Herb.
Come on, let me-
Oh shit.
If you guys are actually going to use it, let me find my super bless buff.
Everyone always says, Gaspar, don't pick up the masterwork weapons from the dead enemies. And then later, they're all like, Gaspar, I want my share of the money from the masterwork weapons from the dead enemies. Over for you, hoes.
Over for us, hoes win.
I don't know it. Soon.
Okay, so I'll add the buff super bless to everyone. And if somebody starts casting it every day, it lasts a long time.
Hour per level. Yeah, I'm gonna cast it. We're gonna have our morning prayers now.
Mm-hmm.
I've been saying that shit since.
Whoops.
Anything else you want to snag? You guys can kind of back game the shopping too a little bit.
Sort of selling shit.
Are you taking the hearse all the way up to Karamark, or are you leaving it at the edge of the city?
We should take some sort of ridey-bitey to get there quick and good.
Let's get a Lime bike.
What?
Yeah.
God.
E-bike.
How about this 40-pound alchemist's lab that I hucked from the Chemic Works? Now we're selling it. We're all gonna get like 18 gold from that. You guys will all see.
It'll be over for us, hoes.
That's right.
That's right.
That
This guy
is the
gets it.
terminology.
Just gonna check the apartment super quick because I'm just smelling like trash.
It's probably happening again.
What?
There's a phenomenon in our building where I smelled a little bit. Sid, there's 2 trash chutes in this building. They're both
boy.
labeled trash, but one of them's actually recycling. So people throw trash in both the chutes, and the recycling chute can't handle it. And then there's like a 3-story column of trash piled up in the recycling chute, and then various parts of the building begin to smell like trash.
That's
And
the.
Oh no.
we alerted management to this problem, and now there's duct tape over the trash thing. The actual recycling chute is now labeled recycling with duct tape.
Oh.
That's super
Yeah.
fun. Kendra has an apartment here, and she's moved completely into it, sold her house in Raven Grove. She's like, we ain't never going back there.
Maybe not.
And so if you need her for anything, she's got that. She's over on the west side of town, not far from this court circle.
Let's see.
Let's see. Oh, what?
Everybody who hears this message, my speaker voice needs to add 117.8 gold to their weightless currency. That is our mighty haul from this shit I've been carrying. we killed the rogues, we would have got thousands of gold in magic items.
Yeah.
But we were defeated.
Nice.
Signal spell hurts more.
Ooh, I could sell the Iliad.
Is it valuable?
Yeah, 225 gold, but I'd rather.
Because
Yeah.
there is a university in this town, if you sell books in Lepstadt, you don't get 50%, you get 100%. So when it says 250, you get all of it.
I am making my thinking face. I'll save it for later.
Check this other shop. Oh, they'll sell us a hot siphon here. That sounds good.
Yeah, they've had time to make more. Do they have just one engraved
Just
charge
one.
or more? They have more. Let me haunt siphon. Let me do this. Where is it?
Him, you said add 117.
Yeah.
There you go. They have 5 haunt siphons for sale.
We got 3,000 gold on credit. We should spend it. Call it out if you spend it so we know how much we still got.
Oh, so that's beside the amount we put in our wait list?
Correct, yeah.
Oh. Okay, I'm buying a hot siphon. That's 320.
I will also buy one. That'll be another 320. I think everybody should have at least one of these.
Yeah.
I will also buy one.
I don't know if...
Where can you find that? That's in the
The pause
Grave
button.
charge. Yeah, it's the little blue pause button icon on the map.
Ah. Was wondering what that thing was. I will also buy a haunt siphon.
Fucking ghost grenades, man. They're awesome.
I saw it, it was great. I was like, I would like one of those.
Oh, yeah.
Now, at some point, you guys are going to want to research the haunt siphon 3.0.
That point is now.
If you ever have like a bunch of downtime for Dinvaya, she can work with the church and maybe upgrade it. It'll be vastly more expensive, but it will do even more damage.
Bring it
Or have
home.
a bigger radius.
Also, guys, before we head out, can we... I don't know if this is, like, redundant or cumbersome, but I feel like it might be beneficial to just read off what we have in our inventories so it's, like, balanced and we feel good about what the team's equipped with, but let me know your thoughts, obviously.
That sounds like a good idea.
I have a bunch of small buff wands, like for Pro Evil, which is running out, and Shield of Faith, which is fine. I have enough shit to heal myself. I have out of combat heals, and I have one glitter bomb, and I can cast Sea Invis. And I have a haunt siphon.
I'm trying to look at my inventory right now. It's not loading, I don't think.
Trying to look at your what?
Inventory. I'm under the inventory thing, and it's
Your
not
inventory?
showing anything. Yeah. Maybe I should refresh the page.
You might need to. Yeah, your inventory looks okay to me.
Okay.
Although I do notice that you are wearing 2 outfits at once. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah. I don't remember when that happened, actually.
That's like when you got to take a plane flight, but you don't want to pay to check a bag. You know, that's that seems to be what Kai is doing right now. Also, you're overloaded. You're gonna have to take some money off you and put it in the bank.
Yes, I do. I
I
was like, the map will do itself. It didn't. It did not. I was not doing that.
If we buy the 4 hot siphons, we have 1720 remaining of this line of credit at the shops.
It's pretty good. Also, Graham, he has items in his backpack. If you click edit, although, oh, he's not wearing it at the time. Oh, he's way overloaded if he takes his backpack.
Yeah, I'm moving the currency back into the weightless currency.
Okay.
Right
gotcha.
now.
Gotcha. Okay. Party might be hitting the point where they need another bag of holding. I don't know if anybody's selling one right now, but we can add one. There's certainly a shop that would have one.
Maybe it would do me good to sell the stuff.
Well, you can just unequip it if you leave it in town. As a CPUS officer, you have like permanent storage.
Put it in this chest over here.
Mm-hmm. You totally can.
Okay. I am figuring out every day how to...
As you guys roll out, Daramid notices that you have Kate with you. And she turns to Kate and says, "You want in on this mess, Blackwood?"
Yeah, I think my services might be useful to them.
Are you sure? You've already got a paying job. Wandering around in the countryside with these two, you're going to get more than your hands dirty.
That's all right. I'll be back to the paying job after it's over.
You hope. She turns to the sergeant nearby who hands her a badge, and she reads you in.
Excellent.
Let's see. You need one of these. And you need this. And now if you go into your inventory, you have something called a CPUS badge. And you can activate it.
Cool.
Yeah.
You should go ahead and activate it. These guys never go... They don't go to McDonald's without their badge hanging out. They're fucking assholes.
Their badge.
Click. Please click. My computer's being a pain in the ass.
Hell yeah. All right, she's in.
Feels badass.
Also, Daramid turns and says, let's see. Nope, that ain't the one. Where's the other one? She's GM to players. If one of you was going to make captain of the CPUS squad, who should it be?
Spar.
Gasper.
Zach Spar.
Zach Spar. I'm not sure.
Vote for Gaspar.
Okay. Daramid says, she says, "I don't have a captain's badge."
I do.
She looks at you. She says, "You already have one."
Dick slinger.
Yeah.
She says, "Well, wipe the blood off of it. You're promoted."
Thank you, ma'am. He salutes her. Do we do that here? He salutes her anyway.
Yeah, she doesn't return the salute. She's like, that's not. But congratulations.
Salute her harder.
I salute with both hands.
What?
Just like, yeah, you know, he's just sort of got both
Alternating.
hands on his forehead. Yeah, alternating.
Oh, it's a shit.
The Fortnite tab.
That is ape. That is extremely...
You're going to do that in Carvendale in a month. You have to show us exactly what that looks like.
Yeah, I want to see it.
You going to Carbondale in a month?
Oh, by the way, we're
That's
going
right.
to Carvendale in a month.
I will
Oh,
be
yeah.
there too.
August
What?
4th to 20th.
Damn, that's a month. Fuck me.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it's almost July. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be clear, a month from now, he'll be sitting to do a certain Metal exam.
Oh god, it is a month from today.
I'm so sorry.
Time waits for no one, sweet
I'm gonna
child.
die.
Anyway, he salutes even though he's not here.
Also, Tim, the captain's badge, they'll either upgrade yours or swap you for the real one, but it functions as a ring of protection and amulet of natural armor.
Oh shit!
That's pretty cool.
If I ever lose that thing, I'm fucked. That's awesome.
So
You didn't have it in the
take
first
off
place,
your
and
other
we weren't
4
fucked.
badges.
Oh, I see.
I am now at 4 badges.
Damn.
Would you maybe like to turn some of those in?
Knowing
do I
him-
get anything for turning it in?
Tick down one of the officer's badges. She's gonna have you give that one to Kate. That's the one Kate got.
Okay.
Just
you
because
can have
I'd like everyone's badges to have come from a dead officer who died in the line of duty, and all of yours did, practically.
You can have Officer Kelton's badge.
Oh God, is that the one we
Right?
want to give her? Nah, just
Yeah.
we'll scratch
Dare I-
his serial number off there.
He was a ghoul.
Uh,
Oh, that bodes well.
Yeah,
Can we
gotta
can we
warn
transfer
you.
this over? Or
You
just-
want her to have that one specifically?
Yeah.
That one.
It's either that one or where's my original badge? Can't.
It's down at the
I've
bottom of
got-
the list.
I've got 2 original badges: Officer Kelton's badge and the dead captain's badge, and the warden's badge from the Raven Go prison. So it's
Okay.
one. I had 5 badges for a moment there. I was like Thanos.
Okay, I'm giving her Kelton's badge, but Darimid has them re-serialize it. So it's Officer Blackwood's badge.
Excellent.
Is the Seapuss captain's badge, is it providing the AC to my character? Because if so, I should offload my
It is.
amulet of natural
Shares.
armor.
It is
Sorry.
doing that.
I have a badge that functions as a ring of protection, and I have, I think, an amulet of natural armor. Yeah, which is a war medal, which is like a badge but in necklace form.
Hell yeah.
Does anybody not have an amulet of natural armor or a ring of protection?
Never mind. I have ring of protection.
Do you have an amulet of natural armor?
No, I don't.
Here, I don't think I can actually give you this item, but Toby, can you move this?
Which one? To Kai?
Bronze war medal to Kai.
Okay. You hand it to him and you see him fall down. He actually can't move. He's so overloaded now.
Oh my god.
Kai
I'm
has...
picking out stuff to
Okay.
get rid of right now.
Yeah, this will work for Kai because Kai has... Well, wait. No, Kai has a natural armor necklace already.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Your scarab neck, it's basically amulet of natural
Okay,
armor.
never mind. Don't worry about it. I'm trying to get rid of some of the things that are holding me down in this life right now, personally.
That's fine. We'll just keep going in order of people who are likely to be in melee. Does Danger have one?
I don't think so.
Start piling badges on Danger.
That's what we need. More authority for Danger.
Yeah.
Danger has armor. He has a Seapuss badge and boots of landing. Now he needs all the things.
Yeah, throw all this shit on him. Dismas, you have all this stuff too? We can spread it out a little bit.
got natural armor.
You don't have ring of protection?
Don't.
Yeah, let's give the bronze war medal to Danger and then
Okay.
the warden's badge to Dismas.
Okay.
These two find ways to get stabbed and shot.
They do.
And
While we're
They're
sorting
watching
gear,
math.
we have the Whisper skin
Yeah.
in the Precinct 13 storage chest. It's like really light armor, I think.
I think you were going to have that redone because it has the symbol of your hated enemy on it, the Whispering Way.
Might not bother Danger.
Well, Danger's got Dragonhide,
Oh, yeah.
as in dragging your nan across the bed.
Bap.
Who here would wear a mithril shirt? Which one of the characters would wear that?
I would. But I've got
Dismas'
a
light
nice
armor.
armor.
Yeah.
I believe I'm wearing a chain shirt right now.
Kai's chain shirt is from Numeria, and it is very good.
Yes. I'm kind of awesome
Oh.
like that.
Kate seems like a spellcaster. She's probably not wearing armor.
Actually, Kate
Same for Kogura.
is.
Vegas?
Kate does not wear armor.
Well, I'm
I'm back.
While
Sis
this
back.
badge,
I'm back.
while this badge do look pretty, we should put the +2 versus fear effects on someone that ain't immune to fear.
Oh, that's true.
See that?
Maybe I'll
And
just
give it
file
to-
both of them on danger right now and get Dismas' protection item at some point.
Yeah.
Okay. Dismas. Okay. Dismas dang derbider.
They're selling a ring of protection +1 at Threadbare for $2,000. We have 1420 remaining from the line of credit. So Dismas, if you have like 600 gold, you
Oh
could
yeah.
just subtract 600 gold and take the ring of protection from Threadbare. I guess the way you do it is just add 1400 to your weighted currency and then buy the ring. You gotta scroll down to right above the silk kimono. It's alphabetized.
There it is.
Alphabetized.
I would advise you shut your limp licking mouth.
All right, Threadbare will also be selling a bag of holding type 1A, which it weighs 10 pounds. It holds up to 150. Its price is, looks like 1,800 gold at Threadbare.
I've used up all our credit.
I'm fucking broke. I have no money to speak of.
How
If we're
much
not
is
gonna use it's 1,800, we could sell the Whisper skin.
I also have. I can always spot someone. I have 5,367 gold.
Jesus Christ, I robbed Kovira.
Rich bitch.
And
You
I
guys
love
figure
that
that
she's
out. I'm
so
gonna
overloaded
air
with
file.
shit. She is carrying no money. So when you guys like go out to eat, Kovira's like, "Yeah, I forgot my wallet. I have 5 million gold at home, but I brought none." She's that girl. Well, it's hard to carry money when you got 748 yogurts in your backpack.
Yeah.
Suffering from success.
Just a giant Death Stranding pack of yogurt she's hulking around all the time.
Yeah, let's see. Let's get this.
God damn it. The echoing.
Because I recorded it in factory.
Oh.
I don't know if there was something I was supposed to hear, but
Oh, you didn't hear someone crack
Did not
open a
hear it.
yogurt can and eat it?
nope.
Oh, Vera,
It's
you have enough
refresh
for
again.
belt of incredible dexterity. Just +2 dexterity.
Ooh. Maybe I'll get that.
I should have got that.
I'm joking.
Saucy little upgrade.
Do you hear that? Wait. Okay, never mind. Honestly, maybe I should get that. 4,000. That's really gonna nuke my reserves, but I kind of want stiletto boots.
Yes, get the boot.
Yes.
You can, I mean,
No,
okay.
I'm not getting
Or
those.
Candelo's dose.
One thing I learned from The Devil Wears Prada: get the boots.
10 gold.
Are those the Chanel boots? Yes. Yeah, I think this Dex belt would actually be kind of wise for me to get right now. Or it's an impulse purchase, I don't know.
How come nobody wants the holy shovel? It's been for sale over here forever. It's so good.
Sounds like someone cursing, but they're trying not to like fully curse. Holy shovel!
Yeah, now you can purchase the Iliad at a significant markup
Yep.
because I sold it.
Upcycled Iliad.
Oh man, it's so
Yeah.
expensive though.
Dog-eared in like 50 places.
I'm gonna mute for
I
a second. I
was
have a
reading
second
it
question.
on our way back. I love books.
Books is good.
Books is good for the brain.
Okay, we're gonna stop here in a second, but you can do whatever other shopping you need to do. Good session, everybody. The beast was exonerated, and even though he's banished, he does not give a shit about that. He's happy with the outcome. The city will know peace since you snuck him out, and there's no one for them to burn. And there is an ongoing CPUS investigation, so they are all very comforted. And through all of your hard work, perseverance, and tenacity, and many sleepless nights, actually, you are level 6.
Oh.
Wait,
And
I
there
missed
was
that.
much rejoicing.
I was consulting with Tim.
Yep, stat boner time. And Mandy, you were level 5 for all of 2 hours, and now you're level 6. Well played.
I got
Hooray.
me backboner.
You got a little shortcut, but you were very helpful, so.
Wait, what did I just miss?
The party's
leveled.
gonna
We're at
level
Who
up.
did?
6 now.
Oh, let's go!
Well,
Yes, Tim. Ah! Anyway, I was trying to make it sound like I was trying to make it sound like chaos, and was simultaneously like jingling all of the plates. Okay, I don't have a ton, but like all of the items on the desk. But then realized I was also making a whooshing noise. Yep, I'm getting Academy awarded off the stage. Yeah, yeah.
Well.
Toby, should I get the belt if it's +2 to hit on stuff and +2 to my armor class for Dex?
There's 2
Would that be a
items
wise
you want
purchase?
for her build. One is a belt to dex
Okay.
+2. The other one's something of intellect +2. They will help you all the time with a lot of the stuff you do. They'll help you hit and make other checks. And then int would be better, but I don't think I have
Oh.
a shop available to you guys yet. We will have a shop that can sell those though.
Should I wait then,
Let me
or
see.
definitely get
Let me
the
see.
Dex?
Hang on a second.
Sure,
Let me
sure.
look at Threadbare. Has a headband of alluring charisma.
Do I?
Nope, that's not the one you want.
No.
Hang on.
I was.
I believe they're supposed to. Hang on one second. I'll find it.
No, you're good.
So, +2.
I don't know if I can afford both though right now.
No, it'd be one or the other, but I think
Oh,
the
fuck.
int one would help you more. It'd give you more spells, it'd help you with all your checks. Yeah, headband of vast intelligence going in there, headband of inspired wisdom going into Threadbare.
Oh God. Okay, so
if you're looking for mental stat items, Threadbare does have them.
fuck. Which would
And
be
I'm
wisest to
gonna
get
up-
right now?
I'm gonna up the quantity of all of these so they have like 2 of each, in case multiple people want to buy. They only have 1 copy of Bracers of Armor though; those are rare.
Gotta save up for the holy shovel.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
well, if you go Dex, that's armor class. That's plus to hit
Yeah.
when you're shooting scorching rays and shocking grasp.
I know.
But int is more spells per day and a higher DC when people have to save versus your shit.
Fuck.
So int is like your main stat, I would say.
Yeah.
You know, she's building towards like what's your character Chris in is Nigel in Hell's Rebels. She's gonna be Nigel build.
You will have fun.
It's
You will have
all-
much
Yeah,
fun.
it's all about Dex and Int. Those are the only two
I
stats you gotta
know.
worry about. And it doesn't matter. You'll get both eventually.
Yeah, eventually. Both. I was saving so well.
Yeah, you're not gonna be a rich bitch much longer. Let's
No.
see.
I don't. I'm a little torn.
And yeah, you get to. You guys can go to your summary tab and click level up next to the class that you want to level up in. For most of you, that's just one class. For some reason, we've decided to torment Sid being triple class, but
Actually, oh, I see. Well, I have level up next to all 3.
you want to level
so
up
hit-
Arcane Trickster.
That's it. Okay.
That's the good shit.
Yeah, that's the what we want. Nice.
And
And
of
I should not
course-
click anything else?
Yeah, just level up Trickster. Choose
Okay.
hit point or skill, whichever you want. More hit points or an extra skill point. And yeah, I'll do the level up with Josh later. I'm sure he wants to take a level of Bard, put all of his skill points into the form.
Oh, I don't really know what I want to level up.
I
8
gotta
missing.
think on this one.
Holy shit. Holy shit point.
6 level character. Let's go.
I get a new 2nd level spell.
Harrison, you sound far away. But I'm not sure. Oh, hi.
Hi. I don't get a new 2nd level spell. I just get more 1st level spell. Kind of like it.
3rd level spell.
1/3 caster.
Toby, what was you said hit points versus an extra skill point? Like I could make it 60 hit points instead of 8 extra skill points to add, or?
When you choose is it giving you a choice between hit point or skill point?
I'm not seeing.
Oh, when you
I wasn't
click-
like prompted.
When you click level, oh, that's right, because Arcane Trickster is a prestige class. You don't get it. Fuck you.
Oh, I don't see it.
Yeah.
It's giving me the choice between hit point, skill, and alt.
Yeah, alt is much more complicated. You can look it up later, but it's alt. You have to buy it about 4 or 5 times before it gives you anything. But
Okay.
what you really just want to choose there is, do I want an extra skill point? Do I want an extra hit point? And that's it. It's that simple. A slight amount of survivability or an extra skill.
I am going to grab another skill. Do I have to choose that like right away?
No, no, you don't have to choose a point yet. You
Okay.
can choose it at your leisure.
Okay.
Did we get a new feat at 6th? Oh, that was 5th, right?
Nah.
What happened?
Odd
I
levels
want
for
the
your
feet.
feet.
Every odd level.
Feet.
Um.
Hmm.
I got a question for the party.
Yeah.
In terms of picking a thing.
Oh.
My lay on hands can now heal something more substantial. Before it could remove sickened, but now it could do stuff like act as remove disease, dispel any magical effects that reduce one target's abilities, so like be a lesser resto, or act as protection from evil, but only insofar as giving it an extra save against like the possession of an evil creature. I feel like those are the 3 best ones, and I don't know which one to pick.
Lesser Resto, probably the most frequently useful, since everything's always draining our con. And being around danger drains my int.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's good.
Remember, if you don't put a point in perception every time you level up, you will make a new character soon.
So does this give me 6 skill points? I'm trying to figure this out.
Just your class is a very skill-based class, so you get 6 every level no matter what. And if you have an int bonus, you get that added on every level for skill points too. And then if you take the extra skill point, you'll have even more.
Okay.
There's really no wrong answer with him because his class gets D10 hit points every level, which is great, and 6 skill points, which is great.
Okay, so I will pick them. Okay, that's something I need to think about.
And then you go to your skill and you look in the ranks column. If it has a check mark next to it, that's something you're trained in, so you'll be good at it.
Okay.
If it's something without a check mark, that's fine. You won't get the extra like +3 from being trained, but you can still buy it. You can buy any skill
Oh, it
you
says
want.
I have 8 to spend, so okay.
Toby, what would be smart to dump my skill points into now? Because I know we needed to get me up to snuff for like.
For Arcane Trickster, you had to buy Arcana.
Yeah.
and spellcraft every.
I remember.
Or arcana every level, basically.
To get to 4, yeah.
But now that you're trickster, you can buy whatever you want. Although at some point you're going to get access to the fly spell, so you want to start developing your fly skill.
I do.
You might want to buy some more of the knowledge skills like history or nature or nobility planes, just because you'd be good at them.
Yeah.
And you've never bought use magic device, which you would also be really good at and could be useful. It would allow you to, like, say you find like a cleric item that you can't normally use. It allows you to fake it till you make it and use items you can't officially use.
Nice.
Stealth and perception always very good for rogues.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna keep
to continue on the
those.
Nigel build, you are all about stealth, surprise, sneak attack, and then spellcraft to identify what the hell other spellcrafters are doing.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And of course, the party relies on you for knowledge skills in general. There's a couple of you that have them, but you're going to be one of the best for it. So.
How high can you go on ranks in, because perception I just turned to a 7 and it's glowing red now.
For which
you can only have as many ranks as you are the level.
Oh,
so
motherfucker!
Fucking just put 20 ranks in perception.
Yeah.
More thoughts.
Oh, I did it! I fucking figured this out. Okay, I was so confused. Took me a while. I did it. Ignore me. I'm just figuring out my life.
Toby, do I not have access to those 3rd level spells yet? Until I'm level 7, or?
Let's see. I think at this level...
It says I have 2 to prepare, but I could be... I think I have it.
Yeah, I think you unlock 3rd level spells at this point.
Let's go. I know, I'll do fly and dispel magic for now. So when I cast...
a domain, you are an evoker. So if you were to say buy a scroll, like right now the only 3rd level spell you know that's evocation is blink. And it actually shouldn't be a domain for you. Let me actually fix that. Here, I'll just take this away from you. Suck it. But
oh, great, thanks.
Every level you get 1 evocation spell that doesn't count towards your daily. So it's like a free evocation spell. So you currently don't know a 3rd level evocation spell, but every time you level up, you get to learn 2 new spells of any level you want. So you could right now be like, I choose Fireball, or I choose Lightning Bolt, or I choose whatever. For example, if we go Sorcerer Wizard, level 3, and we go Spell School Evocation, there's Blacklight, which will allow you to find out what Gasper's been doing in his room. Daylight, Fireball, Lightning Bolt. This is all fun stuff.
Are they
Thunder
effective?
Stomp Greater, LOL. Yeah, I mean, Fireball is just literally calling in an airstrike. It does 1d6 per level fire in a 20-foot radius.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean...
And Lightning Bolt does 1d6 per level electrical in a 120-foot line. It hits everything in a line.
Oh, fuck.
And anything flammable bursts into flame. It's so fun.
Wait, so, okay. And that's a 3rd level?
Yeah.
Or... So I have to go purchase those, though?
Nope, you don't have to purchase them. When you level up as wizard, you just automatically learn multiple new spells, and one of them at least should be evocation, because you'll get to study it per day. And you accidentally made a new spell. There you go. You fixed it.
No, it's gone. I don't know what you're talking about.
And as far as your 3rd level spells, Dispel Magic is great.
Yeah, I figured that was a good one.
But Haste...
Oh,
if the party knew you could cast Haste, they would want it all the time. So
okay.
We'd never stop talking about it.
Just don't tell them you have it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Because of how I don't see it on my list. For sure. Wink, wink.
Oh,
Okay, so I thought Dispel Magic would be a really advantageous thing to have, though. So should I replace Fly with Haste then? Yeah, I guess so. Fine.
As far as what you're carrying every day, either way.
Yeah. All right. And then, okay, I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing those extra evocation spells that you were talking about, though.
Well, you gotta
so
pick them.
Yeah.
Do you think you want Fireball or Lightning Bolt or both?
God, both sound sick. Can I do both?
You can learn both, and then you can prepare one of them for free every day.
Yeah, I'll learn both.
Okay.
I like that.
Them's your 3rd level spells.
Thanks.
And we
But,
mark them as...
Oh, yeah, they get that.
They get marked as domain, because they are evocation. And then, say, for the moment, just put one of them, and you see it doesn't count against your total to have Fireball equipped.
Wait, so could I have been doing that with Fire Breath, Kinetic Reverberation, Locate Objects? Those can just be active. Oh my god.
Wow.
I had Sea Invisibility this whole time.
Wow.
What did you say?
Nothing.
I'm looking at spells. What did you just say?
So, well, Toby, why is this counting on my 2nd level, though, if I'm adding...
2nd level, it has to be because you might already have a domain spell prepped. You have
That's
Scorching
why.
Ray.
That is
Scorching
why.
Ray's evocation, yeah.
Damn it, I don't know.
Don't worry about it. It said one time I forgot 3 feats for 4 levels. I was just not spending feats.
Oh, good.
At one point I audited my sheet and I was like, oh.
Oh.
Who just made Conchetta unarmed attack somebody?
What'd you say?
Who just made Conchetta unarmed attack somebody?
Oh.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
Okay.
Toby, in my 1st level, though, I have 2 evocation spells selected in the slot. Oh, but they're probably counting toward... I see.
One of them doesn't count then.
Yep. I got you.
Yeah, either Magic... The Foundry didn't care. Either Magic Missile or Shocking Grasp does not count. Let me just make sure your Lightning Bolt works.
Is it going to be like... Ming?
It's pretty loud, yeah.
Oh, God.
Okay.
oh, nice.
This spell is bullshit. Fear
Whoa.
of the Sun. All targets that fail saving throw, which is a fortitude save for some reason, gain light blindness and are blinded for 1 full round and dazzled in successive rounds in the presence of bright light.
Fear the Sun is what it's called?
Fear the Sun.
Wow.
If we ever fought things with eyeballs, that would be a great spell.
Yep.
Toby, is there anything else I need to add to my sheet at the moment that I should keep in mind? I have some skills left, but...
I think you're good on spells. Let's see what happened with... I want to see what happened with Trickster level 2. Oh, you gained a level of sneak attack.
Yeah. Yeah.
I added a skill to knowledge history, and then I feel like maybe nature or geography might make sense to also add. I have 1 more left. But I'm not sure.
Well, you're going to have to decide that because I am trying to figure out how the fuck to calculate your sneak attack. Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, ignore, because I'm actually going to read some.
Let's see, okay. Oh my god, Trickster is so bullshit. It's awesome. Alright.
Can't believe we leveled up.
Yeah.
Huzzah.
I'm glad we didn't end up getting that guy killed.
Oh, thank God, he was a sweetheart.
I didn't want that to happen.
He was a yogurt-eating sweetie.
Maybe y'all Seapuss aren't that bad.
Yeah.
Oh, I got
Bruh.
an extra use of lay on hands. Now I can channel 4 times a day.
Oh my god.
Nice.
It's over for you hoes.
Okay, so Belt of Incredible Dex versus Inspire. Oh, Vast. Motherfucker. When I click on it, I don't really get a preview of what it do, and I wanted to just kind of. I could look it up actually. Ignore me.
What are you looking for?
I'm just trying to read up and decide on the Belt of Incredible Dex versus the Headband of Vast Intelligence.
Ooh, that is a hard one for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think either
I
way,
think
I'll end up
headband
with.
before Dex, even as a trickster.
Yeah, if I'm in. Yeah. Okay.
It's an
Done and done.
additional spell
Tricksters-
per day and makes her saves harder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
trickster's the only type of wizard that gives a shit about Dex, so it does matter to Kovira, but I still think
Yeah.
int matters more. Because you don't have that much
Listen.
trouble hitting things as trickster, and that's what the Dex
Yeah.
does for you.
Oh, I have a language missing. I can learn another language.
That's true.
Oh.
Bilingual.
God, what would be a good goblin,
That was quite
maybe?
a noise, yeah.
I'm learning Goblin.
I think Sydney should speak Goblin. Kovira, too.
That did not transmit, Sid, but I heard it.
Wow, Discord decided it was.
It wasn't human speech. It was
wasn't-
goblin speech.
Damn it.
Toby, this is the last thing I annoy you with.
Uh-huh.
I have an unused slots for belt, body, chest, eyes, hands, head, ring, wrists, armor, and shield for some reason. And I find that concerning that I have a warning of that.
Of what?
That all of those slots are unused when my understanding is they should not be.
Well, eventually they might be.
Oh, but I thought I had. Like here,
Where are you seeing that?
it's right under armor/equipment in my inventory.
Right under armor equipment. Okay.
And it's a yellow. It's at the bottom under my spell prism.
Oh yeah,
in
it's
that
just
section.
it's just sort of giving you like heads
Oh.
up. You should keep a lookout for
Okay.
shit that does this.
Oh, all of that is unoccupied right now? I thought I had like a headband on my head. Shouldn't it be like you're fine?
No.
And ring.
Well, the
have the ring
headband
protection.
takes up headband, so I see it as not
Oh.
showing that anymore. There's
That's
also
silly.
head, and you only have one
Okay.
ring. You're allowed to have 2.
Oh my god. Well, 10 maybe. I'm assuming. Oh, you're allowed to have 2.
You
Nice.
are.
Okay, this makes sense.
Oh, you're wearing the Warden's Amulet of Abadar instead of the spell gem. Yeah.
Should I switch those?
I mean, the spell prism is so random, but
Yeah.
when it happens, it's pretty cool. But
Alright.
you know, Kroktaw's worn hers for several levels, and it's happened, I think, once. So it's negligible.
Okay. So I'll keep the amulet on then. It says neck for both of them. I don't know if that indicates that it is equipped.
Yeah,
I
you
doubt-
can only have one of them equipped.
Oh, why
Either
is it
spell
saying-
prism or
Okay.
Warden's Amulet. So the third little check mark, you'd undo that. But I think you're fine with the Warden's Amulet on.
Oh, I see. Okay, great. Sorry, I'm still. There's still like
It's
bounty
real.
things that I.
No, spell prism is really a gambler's item. It is a
Mhm.
chance to get
Oops.
an extra spell slot,
Right.
and it could, in theory, probability argument here.
And
It could happen 10 times a day. It doesn't, but it could.
cool. Oh, and now okay. So now that I have that headband on, I have another spell I can prepare. Okay, that's rad.
Yeah, that's why it's better.
Is there ever a point at which you get like one more evocation spell that doesn't count at a certain level, or
No, your domain's always worth 1, or your
Okay.
specialty school.
Cool. Good to know.
And your sneak attack is upgraded across all your weapons, including
Thanks.
your kung fu.
Kung Fu. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
God, what to get? No, I forgot I chose this.
So dumb.
Yep, it is. It's exceedingly dumb.
Really cool, though. Okay, I'm going
Mhm.
to put your sneak attack modifiers onto your spells. That will be handy.
Oh yeah. Thank you for answering all of these questions. I am still a little beeb.
Shush, you're fine. There's a lot to learn in this game. The only saving grace we have is that once you put it in Foundry, Foundry worries about it. You don't have to anymore.
You are not as green as I am, which is
Mm.
good to know.
Okay, let me fix this one too. Oh, yeah. Tim, are you ready for this?
What do you got?
Check out chat. I mean, she rolled a 1.
Oh.
So she missed. But that's a 25-point touch.
Oh my god.
This big laser, Jesus.
I'm finally
And she
getting
rolled garbage
big.
on the damage, too.
Jub, jub.
That should have been
Oh.
another 1.
Another
Amazing.
one.
Damn.
And I forgot to click sneak attack that time.
Sneak
Try
attack.
one more time. Come on, big money. Big
Papa
money.
needs give
No
me a
whammies.
green. Yeah.
There it is. Rolled even worse on the precision damage. But when you're rolling this many dice, you end up in the 20s on damage anyway. So she can now, if she has sneak attack, she can now blow somebody up with that. Arcane Trickster is starting to come online.
Yeah.
Okay.
Arcane machine not broke.
Hell yeah.